Welcome to the Ice Guys Betcast, Thursday, June 10th. We are minutes away from Game 6 of the second round series, the West Division Final. Vegas Golden Knights hosting the Colorado Avalanche. Game 6. We are looking to see how this one unfolds. We're looking at either Colorado forcing a Game 7 or the Vegas Golden Knights ending this series in 6 games tonight. Alex B. Smith along with us as we are ready for a Betcast. This is our fourth Stanley Cup playoffs Betcast that we have had so far here in the playoffs. Alex, this is a penultimate game. I want to run through quickly some late breaking bets that I've made that I didn't give out on the show earlier today. You already know I'm on full game over small, third period over much bigger. Nothing on the side as of right now. I mentioned liking McKinnon, Landeskog, and Rantanen, liking them to score, but liking them shots on goal as well. I looked at the box score of Game 5. Not active enough. McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog. None of them had more than 2 shots on goal. Tonight, when you look at the shots on goal props, Rantanen I wouldn't touch Rantanen because he's 3.5. McKinnon 3.5, but I would go with him because he's one of those players that I think is definitely going to make a shoot early and often mentality. In fact, he was talking about that following Game 5. So I wouldn't argue with any of those players, Rantanen and McKinnon in particular. McKinnon's the one I like, over 3.5 shots on goal, minus 140. Got to lay a little price, but I think he gets to 4 shots on goal. He absolutely knows he has to do everything in his power to be a difference maker tonight. Alex, we're minutes away. How are you excited? I'm excited for this game. We all are. This has been a great series, and this game should be just as entertaining as the rest of them.
Yeah, it's been an interesting series, that's for sure. Like you said, if you break it down from a period by period perspective as opposed to game by game, all the momentum has been rolling in the favor for the most part of the Vegas Golden Knights. And now they're at home. The crowd's going to be absolutely ecstatic, and they've got a chance to put this one away. So, like I said, I'm not on anything right now. I like Max Pacioretty to score at any time. That's the only thing I did play previously, but I haven't added anything else to it, and I'll be looking to jump on something in game here.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good I think this is one of those games where if you're looking at goal scorer props tonight, it's one of those, it's kind of like last night. We saw it with the Bruins and the Islanders game, right? Who was doing the scoring? It was the big guns, right? Brock Nelson's considered a big gun for the Islanders. Paul Mary. I don't usually like going to the depth forwards when you get to these big games, Game 6 and Game 7, these elimination games. Usually it's the big boys that step up, produce offensively, in games of this magnitude. And that's why I'm looking at McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog for Colorado. I'd look at Stone. I'd look at Pacioretty for Vegas tonight. Tuck you could also go with as well because he's been productive. He scored the first goal, of course, in Game 5. So I wouldn't argue with any of those players in terms of finding the back of the net either in this game. First period over, looking at that, you know what? There's actually an option here in terms of both teams. There's actually the both teams to score option at some books on a period by period basis. And you can get that usually at a plus price. I'm waiting to bet that until the third period, though. I absolutely like the both teams to score in the third period bet in this game. That was plus 180. Some books had it plus 180 pre-game. Both teams to score in the third period, which I think, especially in an elimination game, that's a great bet. You already know I'm on over 1.5 third period in this game. So I wouldn't mind both teams to score first period either or over 1.5. I already have over for the game. I'm going to sit back. I do worry this could be a little bit of a cautious first 5 minutes, but that's why we wait to see how the game unfolds. How's the pace going to be like? What are the chances going to be like? Are either team allowing a bunch of chances? We'll know that right away, Alex, in the first 5 minutes. And I know you're a savant when it comes to just looking at the first 5 minutes, see how the flow is.
Yeah, I mean, it tells the pace tells the story of the game, especially with these two teams. So you're not missing out on a lot if you just hold on and wait. Sometimes you're going to get better value on certain totals, prices, unless there's a goal in the first 2 minutes. That's the only time you're really kind of beating on anything. Even if it's a goal, sometimes it's early enough and the numbers will bounce back. Depending on what you're looking at, obviously, usually over or that particular side will be higher. But you'll have plenty of chances to adjust and make adjustments on plays you already have, or look for something at a better value if you just wait a few more minutes into the contest.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what we've always said too. Even with, I know you've been looking at first period overs. Amazing how the price will get like almost 50, 60 cents better just after 2-3 minutes into the hockey game without a goal. it is pretty uncanny how that's been repeatedly been the case. As far as the lineups for tonight, we always wondered, Jared Bednar, what was he thinking the other night? Breaking up Rantanen, Landeskog, and McKinnon. At least last I checked, it looks like they were going to reunite those players tonight. We'll have to wait and see if that's indeed the case for Vegas. Nothing really significant in terms of a ton of changes. It's, you're not really going to alter a winning lineup. Martinez, Pietrangelo, McNabb, Theodore, Holden, Whitecloud, your defensemen, of course, Pacioretty, Stone, Stevenson, Marchessault, Carlson, Smith, Janmark with Nicholas Roy and Alex Tuck, William Guerrier, Keegan Colasar, Ryan Reeves. So not a huge, not any changes hardly for Vegas. Why would you when you won the last game? But we're almost seconds away. It looks like the anthems have just finished. The crowd is going absolutely bonkers, as you would expect. And the opening puck drop is just about to take place.
Yeah. Cheers to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers. I got to pour. I'm late to the party, literally. In terms of the drinking party, I haven't even poured it into the mug yet, but definitely interesting here. I'm going to look at a couple of first goal scorer props too, as long as I can, because we can bet those live during the game. Right. Even though the game started, there's books that will offer goal scoring props first and any time right when the game starts. So I'm going to be looking for a couple first goal scorer props. We're going to look to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of volume of bets than normal. On a Betcast, with this being just a standalone game. But early icing also off with 7 seconds into the game. So we're off and running. Here we go. Game 6. We're going to find out a lot about Colorado tonight, right? Because we have seen this team bow out in the second round 2 years in a row. They're trying to avoid that fate for a third straight time.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we
just
scored. Wow.
The Colorado Avalanche, just as we're talking, what a test this is going to be, this game for them. They're on the board 23 seconds into the hockey game.
Mercy. Wow.
What an absolute what a pass by McKinnon.
Yeah. Yep.
Terrific pass, jumping in on the blue line it was for the Colorado Avalanche. Devon Taves.
Yep, and you said it's the big guns that are going to have to facilitate the offense for Colorado, and there's McKinnon with a key primary assist right there.
Wow. And what a shot. Just a great shot over the glove of Fleury. Fleury didn't do anything wrong. Fleury got out beyond the blue, challenged the shot. It was just a perfectly placed wrister from right, mano on mano. Taves with the goalie, Fleury, and he beat Fleury with a really, really well-placed shot. 1-0 Avs. What a stunning start. Just not even 30 seconds in.
Well, of course, first period overs have adjusted now, but I'm seeing over 2.5 at minus $1.20. It's not really that bad when you've got a goal scored this early. If you do like the first period over, that adjusted number, not so bad with virtually 18 minutes of play left. Yeah,
absolutely. So an assist already for McKinnon. And that's good, actually. McKinnon to actually have McKinnon over 1.5 points. Over half a point was a little bit too juicy. Over half a point from McKinnon was minus 175 tonight. I took McKinnon over 1.5 points at a plus 120 price, which is a lot better. So he's on the board with 1 point. Give me one more point. We cash that prop. We also have them score. We have them over 3.5 shots. It's basically Nate McKinnon to be a focal point tonight, and that's certainly a good start that he's giving you an apple on the first goal not even a minute into the game,
and to take this crowd out of it too. Like you said, that's a factor we haven't had all season, and maybe even in the first round of the playoffs. But this is definitely where being on the road, if you can get that crowd out of it, that helps on your side. And an early goal like this,
and Vegas has tied it. Vegas has tied it with a shot from the point.
Wow.
I think it was Nick Holden that let it go. It found its way past Grubauer, and the game is tied. 1:15 in. First period over, Cassius.
Yeah, that without question. Yeah, that's how it used to be in the old days. Quick and fast and in a hurry. But
no, that was not touched on the way through. That's going to be Nick Holden's goal. Yep, that's going to be his goal.
Grubauer didn't see that till it's underneath his pads, and that's already in. So, well, hell of a start for both teams right now.
Yeah, Grubauer clearly didn't pick that puck up. If he did see that puck, he's got to stop it, but I don't think he saw it.
I don't think so.
If he doesn't see it, how can he stop it? I think that's exactly, because you could tell he was totally shocked that it got by him there. So that's what you do. You shoot the puck from anywhere, and almost the puck just bounces in off Fleury just now at the other end, right after the face-off at center ice. Holy
This is
shit,
crazy.
dude.
My book right now, they have the next to score regulation locked.
And now the breakaway for the Knights. Stopped by Grubauer.
Wow. What a pace.
What a pace is right as Colorado fumbled the puck in the I tell you, those neutral zone turnovers, that's like a volcano or a lava, molten lava, that neutral zone. And if you make a mistake in it, you'll get burned by it. That's what the neutral zone is in a game of this magnitude. If you don't manage the puck well, just ask Matty Grzelcyk of the Bruins that last night.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow, this is unbelievable. Yeah, you had a chance to just settle in and get comfortable and relax a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, we're already just completely just flabbergasted with the start that we have seen in this game. Vegas moving back in now. Pacioretty, very, very lots of time and space for both of these teams here. The first couple
absolutely.
Shifts.
Yeah, they're thinking offensive minded first, and we might see a ton of goals in this one.
Oh, what a save by Fleury off a crazy deflection.
I thought that was about to go in.
And he had to do the splits there and basically stretch straight across just to keep that puck out. And yeah, the crowd is back into it. That is a problem.
Yeah.
That 1-1, that the crowd didn't stay out of it for very long. It's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Knights. This is one of those games that's making you think, can we get like best of 9 or best of 12 with these two teams? Montreal waiting for a bit longer.
Right.
Look at this pass.
Oh.
Great stop, rebound, and it's cleared into the corner. Colorado too loose. They got to tighten this shit up here. You can't give
definitely.
Much time and space to someone cruising in from the neutral zone into your defensive zone.
It's not the worst thing for them in the world right now, because next thing you know, they're going back the other way on an odd man rush, which is kind of playing into their style more than Vegas right now. But they're gonna have to. Both teams are gonna have to tighten things up a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things where you could get this shit going on for the first period, or at least till the first TV timeout, and then the coaches are going to get
both coaches are going to get into
and say, "Hey, let's." I know we're all full of energy, and they're both full of energy. This is definitely just one of those. We're full of energy. We're full of adrenaline starts. Vegas trying to close it out. Colorado energy to try to stay alive, and you're getting this crazy like pond hockey up and down start so far. That was Martinez with that shot. Nobody picked him up. That's on Nichushkin there, the back checking forward there. He's got to recognize that the defenseman's jumping into the play. Martinez to take that shot. He didn't do it.
Yeah, definitely. And so, I mean, like I said, the goalies have had to be focused and in tune right away as well. So that's going to be a key down the stretch. If these D-men can't pick up these players, these goalies are going to come up with some bigger saves than usual.
All right, so we've actually gone like 2 minutes of real time without a goal or without something happening. So that's a record for this game so far. Wow, unbelievable. Well, I did bet over 5.5, so obviously that's off to a nice start. And that's the funny thing. You have to keep going back to that over 5.5. Connor makes a point. I feel silly for passing on over 5.5 at plus money. Yeah, but the way the goalies were the last couple games and the way the offenses have just failed to cash in on some of these chances, it makes you scared a little bit. But you know that if you keep getting the chances at the clip both teams were, eventually there's going to be some goals that are going to go in. They just have – what a stop by Grubauer coming out from behind the net. The Knights with a great chance there. Looked like that was Nicholas Waugh that had that opportunity. That's the thing about the Golden Knights. I was never impressed, Alex, with their third and fourth line this year. They didn't really – They looked like a group that was dominant and impressive and threatening offensively. In this series, it's been different. They've had some opportunities, and they've gotten their forecheck going from those bottom six forwards.
And that's the thing. I mean, your secondary lines, your third and fourth line guys, they really have to pick up the pace and do a little bit extra in the postseason, and that's what Vegas is getting right now in these last few games.
Yeah, absolutely. 1-1. First period, by the way, both teams to score. I was waiting like a dummy for the third period to bet that. And if you took it in the first period, it's already a winner at a great plus price as well. So I'm definitely looking at that in the third period, 100%. Though in the third period, when you know it could be a 1-goal game for somebody, someone's got to open up, especially if it's Colorado that's trailing going into the third period. So it's like a different derivative, a different variation of that over 1.5. Betting that third period, both teams to score. I've got my eye on that for sure. There we go. I'm going to have my first sip. Now, finally, I think we've got a little downtime. I can take a little booze.
Nice. Yeah, and if you think this game's going to taper off offensively, in the later periods, now's the time to jump on that live under 7.5. It's at
Yep.
140, but that's going to drop and be about even if you wait about another 2 minutes without a goal.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely something you want to keep an eye on. Great blistering pace. What a save by Fleury just now. The puck was under him right around the goalpost. No one could pick it up. Oh, Vegas had a chance. Looked like it was Stone right at the side of the net. Back to the point, Pietrangelo. Martinez has time. Shoots it. Hit the post. Martinez right off the pipe. Smoked the pipe with a big-time wrister there. Blocked in front of the net, a shot from the point. And it bounces into the corner. Colorado trying to settle it up, and it's pitchfork back to the neutral zone.
Yeah, Vegas got a ton of chances there, but they're also making sure to keep the puck in play. So that's a big thing for them as well. If they can get those rebound chances from Grubauer, get more than 1 or 2 shots off in a sequence, that's going to help them out.
Oh, my gosh. Not a whole lot going on in this first 5 minutes. There's a shot for Colorado that's blocked. We're going to, by the way, send out the links to those people that have asked to join us on the show, and then you can join us at any time. We'll do that at the first TV timeout. Once we catch our breath, we have not been able to do that yet with the start to this game. This is like a roided-up start here to Game 6 tonight. Unbelievable action, though. Holy mackerel. I mean, can't ask for a better start in terms of excitement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crowd's going nuts. I mean, this is playoff hockey to a T right here. There's a deflection, and Fleury's got to handle that one and pat it aside. Oh, my goodness. Colorado now with the chance to get their forecheck going. Yeah, that's usually if I was doing play-by-play on hockey, that would be my signature goalpost call. Smoke the pipe.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I always say. Every time I'm with a buddy and I just scream when there's a goalpost, he smoked the pipe. I yell at him when he's in the kitchen getting a drink or refill. I love that call. That would be my authentic goalpost shot call if I was a play-by-play guy.
Nice. Yeah, that would be pretty solid.
Yeah, it would be. I don't think anyone does that either. No. I've never heard that before. All right, we have a TV timeout here. So we are going to send out the links here shortly to the interested parties that have asked and that have requested a spot, that you can join us at any time. All right, here we go. So a crazy start. Alex, fill everybody in on the what the lines are right now.
Yeah, looking at the live lines, we're seeing the 7.5 shaded to the under minus $1.43. Golden Knights minus 140 on the money line. You can get the Avalanche back at plus 110. And the next goal props are about even right now. And obviously, like I said, with the pace going back and forth, not really getting a good feel of who might score next. I think there will be one more goal in this period. The first period overs are not 3.5, unfortunately, because of those 2 quick goals, but slowly dropping, getting plus 160. Might see a 2.5 come back if there's no goal between the TV timeout. So the next break of the halfway point.
Yeah, definitely. We will absolutely see. Yeah, definitely. We are just getting all the links sent out. 1-1 already, and we're just at the first TV timeout. So really an incredible start to this game. Rumor has it, by the way, that one of the people that will be joining us, if not right away, but maybe some point later on in the Betcast, is our good friend. We see him all the time. He's retweeting our stuff for the Ice Guys all the time. It's Howie Phelan. We might be seeing him for the very first time tonight on the Betcast. So we're definitely looking forward to that. The goal scorers so far, Brian Watson, Devon Taves for Colorado got the first goal, and Nick Holden. Defenseman, how about that? Defenseman scoring the first 2 goals of the game, one for each team, which is good to see. Absolutely. And 1-1 right now, shots on goal, 7-5 in favor of the Avs. That is a high. You know what the buzzword now in hockey? Low event, high event. You hear these terms all the time. A low event period or a low event game, which means not a lot of dangerous chances, maybe not as many shots. This is an extreme high event start to this game. That's what this is. Good save off a shot from the point. Wow. Now we can catch our breath a little bit. Yeah, Howie Phelan's going to join us in just a few seconds. Good stuff there as we get settled in a little bit here with this 1-1 start. 13:51 left in the period. By the way, I'm going to monitor the live tracking of, the advanced numbers as well. Obviously, we can get you scoring chances and we can get you shots on goal, but we're going to really monitor, as the game progresses, all those important advanced numbers that I pay attention to: expected goals margin, high danger chances. You got to imagine both teams have had some high danger chances so far in this game with the way it has started out, no question. But early on, and by the way, Vegas still has the edge in the expected goals early on, 0.59 to 0.21. So basically a slight more difficulty in terms of chances against, or chances for, I should say, to Vegas. They've had the better scoring opportunities. They just had one right now. Both teams are putting it at the net. I like the mentality. Yeah. Oh, and stopped by Grubauer's Pacioretty right in tight, and Colorado survives it to clear the zone. And look who's here, our first guest of the night, Terry Edelman, Minnesota Wild. He is back, and he is still excited for Colorado and Vegas. Terry, because Vegas is the team that knocked Minnesota out, is there an extra bit of love that you have for Colorado to win tonight because of that?
No, I'm cheering for Vegas tonight. Colorado's more of a rival to Minnesota than Vegas is.
Yeah.
Eliminating us 1 year in the playoffs. Yeah, it sucks, obviously, but it doesn't make them a true rival.
Right.
Chicago, Colorado, those are my teams that I can't stand. Sorry, Alex.
It's funny you mentioned that because I'm talking to people after the Wild loss, talking to people around town and stuff, and getting the gauge of how fans are feeling. Most of them are right in the same boat as you. They're rooting for Vegas. They want Vegas now to go in and win it all, so they can say at least we lost to the team that was the best in the postseason. So I've been hearing that a lot more frequently, like said, and the fact that Colorado will be a rival once again next year in the same division. So.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. Some people, I know a lot of people that I know that are obviously, the Leaf fans, they don't give two shits that Montreal's the only Canadian team left. But that's a rival. I get it. That's a huge rival. They can't expect them to cheer for Montreal. It's difficult. But there's been times in the past, too, Boston's beat them, and then they're just craving for Boston to lose the next time out. There's a shot. We're at a shot block that was. Colorado's got it back, though, threatening for a chance. They couldn't get the puck to settle down, and Vegas will clear it out of the zone.
Yeah, I can't root for anyone else in my division in any sport to win if my team gets knocked out. That's just Yeah.
At this point, though, like if you're in Terry's
honestly,
shoes,
I want to cheer.
You got to pick someone. If you're going to cheer for someone, you got to pick someone.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Islanders of the teams that are left.
Yeah.
I'd probably like to see the Islanders win it.
And
they haven't won in so long.
It's interesting too because we always kind of talk about it with. It won't be this big of a deal this year because this is NBC's last year, and so I don't know how they're trying to view it. If they want to get the most ratings out of things, but I'm sure they're leaning toward the side of New York as well, just for the simple fact that it's been a long time since they've won. These will be the last games at Nassau Coliseum. That would really help them from a rating standpoint, and of course, the market of New York. You always want to have that draw kind of in. So, not to say that any of the networks are rooting for any particular team, but I'm sure they're enjoying the crowds and the reviews and the ratings from these games with New York.
Oh yeah, big market. They know New York is big for big market for ratings for NBC. Not that they care as much now because they're losing the rights to it, but they'll still be happy that at least their last sojourn as showing the Stanley Cup semifinals and the final, they're gonna have a New York market involved.
Yeah, executives will be popping champagne more for a New York Vegas final than a Montreal Tampa Bay final. Just say that.
Oh yeah, there's no denying that whatsoever right now. No question. Let me just give you updated stats here. Things are slowly settling down. I don't think they fully settled down yet. There's still been some chances, but it's not been that craziest start that we saw a few minutes ago. Vegas now up by 0.66 in the expected goal margin right now. So that's increased a little bit the last couple of minutes. There's a shot. Well, that was a great job clearing it out of danger there by Vegas. A fortuitous bounce of the puck could have resulted in a great chance for Colorado, but it's cleared in the nick of time. Cale Makar backpedaling in his own zone. And now they get the rush started halfway through the first period here, still 1-1. Crowd still into it, though, and really that tying goal just right after Colorado took the lead is what got them back into it. Things are finally – both teams are like, all right, let's
Yeah,
Easy,
settle
fellas.
in now. Finally,
Settle in now. Realizing that there's thoroughbred race. You're just at the first opening stretch of the race. You're not at the home stretch yet. Calm down a little bit. Unbelievable start, though. I don't think I've seen one of the crazier starts to a playoff game this season. The way that first few minutes were.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but starting to settle down a bit more. Going to be interesting to see the poise of this Colorado blue line because they played with poise all season for the most part, but I didn't think they managed the puck well at all the last game. It's going to be important for them to do a much better job the rest of this game early on. Had some jitters in the first few minutes, but really that was both ways. Vegas was giving up a little bit. Too many quality looks as well.
That over 2.5 is starting to come down. You're getting it minus $1.30. I might hit on that if we get into a pick'em range.
Yep. You're still getting lots of shots. Oh, and a good save by Fleury. It was a quick rebound off the boards, and it was shot right away. And Fleury had to make sure he had that near post covered, and he did. Colorado, though, starting to, get their forecheck going. They've had a couple of good shifts, time in the O-zone. That came out. Yep, offside. That should be a TV timeout as well. Yes, 8:24 to go. So good time to update everybody on where it is. Now, what's that first period total at now?
That's 2.5 minus $1.20.
Yeah, that's
that's within striking distance. I'll take a shot with that.
I will too. Let's get interesting here. Let's make this interesting. Let's have a night here. We'll do a higher volume with the Betcast than normal. There's still lots. Both teams
first period over
from everywhere.
First period over 2.5 minus $1.20. That's about to lock that in.
Yep, we're both in over 2.5 minus 120. We've seen a lot of 1-1 first periods. Hopefully, this ain't one of them. Now that we're on this, but both teams are shooting from everywhere right now. Shot attempts, I'd really like to know what that is at this point in time, but it's got to be absolutely off the charts. How many shot attempts there have been so far in this hockey game? Both teams are not hesitating. They realize that these are good goalies, both of them. And if we're going to beat them, we've got to just throw pucks at the net, and hopefully we get a ricochet, a bounce, a deflection, something like that, a seeing eye shot. Like that's exactly how Nick Holden scored the first goal for Vegas. Didn't have any clue, Grubauer, where that puck was.
So the official shots on goal is 10-6 in Colorado's favor, but we've already seen 7 blocked shots from Vegas to just 2 for the Avs.
So there you go. You added up shot attempts are already like double figures almost. Certainly for Vegas they are. Or for Colorado, I should say, because there's been lots of shot blocks early on in the game by Vet. That's why they've been good. I find, you know what? Blocked shots will tell you a lot.
Oh, yeah.
There's a commitment level. Pay the price, sacrifice to win these big playoff games. And early on tonight, you're seeing it's early. Keep an eye on this stat, though. Blocked shots the rest of the game. How does it progress? Because if Vegas is beating Colorado in that category, that's bad up by Colorado because you're the team that's facing elimination. You're the team whose ass is going home if you lose this game tonight. And you should be showing that commitment required, basically, to get the job done. But obviously, that hasn't always been the case. That's the thing in a game like this. You got to see Colorado maybe, block those shots, help your goalie out. Vegas certainly has no problem doing that because they have guys on that blue line that have done that a bunch. Pietrangelo, Martinez, going down the list of those blue line. Braden McNabb's one of those guys. He'll block anything. So they got guys that'll commit and make that commitment to block shots, help the goalie out. All right, we're back to action here. 8 minutes to go. First period. In case you just joined us, we're on the over 2.5. Terry, did you join us on that or no?
Yeah, I tailed you guys on it.
All right,
I'm also on Vegas first period money line. So I'm hoping,
Vegas.
So you need next goal be Vegas as well.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And if you want to bet that independently, Vegas next goal minus $1.27, Avalanche plus 101.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, Terry. Cheers, Alex. Yep, I've got my dream pop. Dream pop. Dude, dropped dry hop sour. So
no whiskey today, just with the champagne.
Yep. Going a little. I'm sure you had a few last night. Alex's birthday, of course. Was last night.
These last 2 nights, I've been was full of whiskey, so kind of tapering off a little bit and just stick with the champagne tonight.
Yep. Yeah, no problem, Cheshire Cat. Join us when you can. No problem with that. We're here right till the end of the game tonight, which we'll be here for a good couple and a half hours. So awesome.
You think overtime is possible? Because I'm looking at this game, how it's going so far, and thinking that OT
I
could
mean,
be.
it could be. I don't
It's
think
still
it will.
early. There's still lots of time, but
Yeah. It didn't ring out to me, before game. So
no.
yeah.
I know Clint McLean, of course, diehard MMA podcast. I know he was on the first period draw tonight at a plus price, and I think the full game draw as well, regulation.
He plays a lot of those first period draws. I talked to him about that. He said he kind of picked it up from the first period overs and some of the money, the puck line bets we'd have in the first. But he said he's cashing quite a few of those first period draws. So.
Yep, and right now here with this game at the moment, 1-1, and he's 7 minutes away. If barring anything happening, which would not be good for us because we're on we're on over 2.5. But
which is now at plus money if you haven't jumped in yet. That's plus 110 right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You're getting a better price. See, just waiting that extra a minute and a half of game time since the TV timeout when we bet it, and you're now getting a plus price.
But at this point, be very quick. Because it'll go after plus 120, 125. We're going to see it revert down to 1.5 minus 190 or 200. So
yes,
you're running out of there's a window of time for that 2.5 at a plus price.
Yeah. Colorado with good offensive zone time here, but they're not getting anything through at the moment. Another great shot blocking display by the Golden Knights. And that's what they've done the last several games. They have been just roadblocks toward the net. Burakovsky, another turnover in the offensive. His series has been beyond terrible, beyond bad for Colorado. He's not giving them anything offensively. You turn the puck over. He's got to get some offense going for them because, he's not exactly a great defensive forward at all times. And he showed that the other night. They need his offense. Looks like McKinnon looks like McKinnon's going to get a lot of ice time tonight because he was just on and now he's just on the ice for a shift like a minute or so ago and he's back on again. Ride your horses in a game like this. What do you got to lose? What do you got to save them for? Yeah. You got to win this game. Yeah. Looks like Vegas will be called for icing. Yes, they will.
Yeah.
So an icing call here on the Golden Knights. We're going to get the face-off back down in the zone. And look who we've got here. We've got Howie Phelan joining us here in costume mode. Howie Phelan here.
Hey,
what's up, Howie Phelan?
How's it going?
I'm here for the costume party.
Oh, okay. There we go. I like it. You should sign up to be a mascot.
Get the wrong one. What's up, guys?
How are you? Good to see you. Good to have you with us on the Betcast because you've been with us and watching the show and retweeting all of our links and all of our promo tweets.
We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, we got to get you on the payroll if we get if this thing ever blows up. We're getting you on the payroll.
Well, first of all, guys, I got to tell you, it's an honor to be on with you. I can't do enough to try to elevate what is such a great show to have during the middle of the day on a work day. Every single weekday is just the greatest thing I could ask for. So anything I can do to elevate and to promote, I've got you guys all on, immediate notification. So the moment you tweet, I just send it right out. I got Melissa on notification, Jarek. I think I took Terry off once he disappeared with his team. But I'd be glad to put Terry.
Scored, Vegas. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Nice. We'll take that. And it's a Vegas goal Terry needed too.
Yes.
2-1 lead for the Golden Knights.
There we go. We're on the board with a live winner.
I locked that one in as well. Good call, boys.
They're saying turn up the mic a little bit, Howie. I agree.
Yeah,
you're pretty soft sounding. Not that. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, Vegas.
What a pass that was from the sidewall there by Alec Martinez. Great pass, tape to tape, one timer. Carlson in a shooting position was ready for the pass. That's how you execute a cross ice pass and the one timer. That's how you do it.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it, Ian, on the show today about how Alec Martinez, a veteran, he's the guy who had, of course, the golden goal, if you will, for the 2014 Kings, rather, I should say, winning the Stanley Cup against the New York Rangers. He's the guy who got a lot of experience with some big goals. So this is another one potentially in his history.
Yeah, Alec Mart. Now that you say that, you're right. He scored big goals. He's come up big in the Stanley Cup finals, even for the Kings, the overtime winner to win this walk-off, so to speak, overtime winner to clinch the Stanley Cup. No one will forget that. I'm kind of mad to Martinez. I don't know if I could have bet Martinez to score a point tonight, but now that makes sense in the big games that he does show up a little bit.
He had another big goal, but we're not going to talk about that one. That would be Game
definitely.
7, of course. Kings
All
Blackhawks
right.
in 2014. So.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need. This is a happy night, Alex. We'll spare you painful memories of the past involving your Blackhawks. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so 2-1 Vegas. William Karlsson with the latest Golden Knights goal to make it a 2-1 Vegas lead with just under 4 minutes now to go in the first period. I'm probably done with live bets for the first period anyway. We'll let this period ring out. We'll recalibrate at intermission and see what's out there, see what we can find. Oh, they're pinball. Wow, that one passed by Timmins across the ice in his own zone, ricocheted off a skate and trickled very nervously, if you're Colorado, right to Grubauer.
Yeah.
All right, we have another TV timeout. Last one of the period. Still 2-1 Vegas, 3:38 to go, opening period. What can you say? I mean, just a blistering pace, just an incredible opening period in terms of action, chances. Both teams not sitting up, not sitting back. There we go. I haven't really had that much already, so I'm just I'm tongue-tied just because I'm tongue-tied, not because I'm what.
Oh,
all right, Howie.
That reminds me, Ian. I've got a few beverages of my own. Got a little Cavassier tonight.
All right, I like that. Pass the Cavassier. Everybody sing it now. Pass the Cavassier. I remember that song.
Got a little Crown.
I like it. Crown Royal, never a bad choice.
And a few more in case things get crazy.
I like. Well, it might. There's already been a crazy first period. This is probably going to end up being a crazy game. Yeah, at this rate, if it keeps up like this. So, how long have you been watching the Ice Guys, Howie? How long have you been with us? How long have you been following the show? Right from the beginning, or just recently?
No, pretty recently. I think that was around February or March.
Yep.
That somehow I caught wind of it, and I had no idea it existed. I'm not sure how I found out, but I did, and from that point on, I don't think I've missed a show, but for one or two. It was just a great find, and it's just such a gem. It's like, where else can you find this? You can't. It's the only place you can find it. So it's a home run for me. Really makes
we appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? I in terms of, we're the only guys that do this. We're the only guys that do it 7 days a week. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, Monday through Sunday, we're here every day. I hear people actually, one told me, said, my job sucks and you guys get me through the day at work. I've heard people say that. Like, I hate hearing that they feel that way about your job, but I appreciate that we're helping you make the day better. I like that part of it. But so we've heard that. We hear people that watch it and they're during their jobs, when they're on their shift, whatever the case may be. It is just the support we get. It's getting even stronger as well. Like the YouTube channel keeps going up in terms of people that are subscribed to the channel. We get more and more podcast downloads. We're on pace right now. Podcast downloads for June already to maybe hit 5,000 this month, which is just insane because we started out like with 2,000 in the very first month and 2,500 to 3,000 in March and April. And it's climbing. It's been a steady climb. We're seeing all the numbers, viewers and the podcast downloads, steady climb. So that's good news all around. And we hope people are enjoying it. The show and the content, because I tell you what, Alex and I can't prepare or give you any more info breaking down these games than we do. Like if someone can give you more info on these games each and every day than me with all this going on, rambling on for 6 minutes on a game sometimes, I want to see who that person is because I haven't seen it yet.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, there's other shows and they do some good work, but we're dedicated to the craft. Like I said, this is a hockey only show. And for me, even with the way that this year has been, I've been focused on hockey, even during the off season where, football and basketball kind of took some back seats to me this particular year. It won't be the case moving forward, but hockey is always the main focus as far as news wise. When I wake up, the first lines and things I check are hockey based. And so, that's why we're able to bring the coverage that we can, all season long.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, welcome into someone in the chat here that just mentioned he's from Auburn, Alabama. So I guess which side of the Iron Bowl rivalry you're on when you say that?
War damn Eagle.
Spam Eagle in the chat. I live in Auburn, Alabama. Hard for me to find hockey buddies, he says. I could understand what you mean by that.
Sorry.
I don't think Alabama's a hockey hotbed. I think
shout out to Alabama Huntsville. They still got their program up and rolling. It's only D1 program in the South, so
that's
it
true.
might be joined by another program soon. Tennessee State's looking to possibly jump up to D1 status. They're getting some help from the Nashville Predators. So always great to see hockey fans everywhere, but especially in the South. It's the game's they've been trying to grow the game there for 25 years. So the more the merrier from that region.
Yeah, that is good to hear, actually. And you're right. I've heard about Alabama Huntsville because I know there's people in Ontario, to be honest with you, that have gone down there to play some hockey.
And Terry, I'm sure you can name a famous UAH alum.
UAH?
Yeah.
It's got to be a Wild connection here.
Yeah. I probably should know, but
Cam Talbot.
Talbot.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Jared Ross are the only two NHLers I know to make it out of Alabama Huntsville.
Alex, just in case you need a little later, just let me know.
Oh, Cavassier. Oh my goodness. That's most of my family drinks the cognac. I'll dip in it every now and then, but that's solid too. It's the VSOP or the XO?
The VS.
VS. Okay. All right. Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, quality materials. We're bringing in the quality goods tonight. How we feel in this Ice Guys Betcast debut. The Cavassier, my gosh, he's going all out tonight. I like it though.
Yeah, hey, I apologize for that entrance. Bellew must have spun me wrong. He told me it was a costume party. So you can blame the Finn.
Yeah, it's not a costume party. If we did ever do a Halloween Betcast for some, like in October, there would be hockey that night or around Halloween. Yeah, could do that.
Yeah, we did. Did we do one once?
I don't know.
I wore my bloody Bufflin jersey on a Halloween episode.
I think it was a Halloween regular Ice Guys show. But
it's a regular day.
Yeah. Was I think we did that one year. Yeah.
Yeah.
In one of the early iterations of the Ice Guys on another platform that I won't name because I've moved on. But we've had. I think we did do some kind of Halloween theme one of these episodes. Period, by the way, is winding down. Colorado's had a couple good chances, but again, they're really having trouble getting pucks to the net right now, the Avalanche. And they're just clogging up the puck along the boards, killing the final seconds of the period. Finally, it comes free, but time runs out.
Vegas first period money line cashed.
Yep. And Landeskog getting into a pushing and shoving match here with a couple guys from Vegas here. White Cloud. Chandler Stevenson in there as well. Pacioretty involved. And the referee trying to get him calm. There's watch that stick there. That you could get in someone's face there. Look out. Alex has dropped out. He's just taking care of a few things, so he'll be back in a few moments. But we've got first period coming to a close here. 2-1. For Vegas after one period of play. Landeskog looks to me there at the end of that period that he's just trying to, get a little emotion going, rev up the team a little bit. He is the captain. So, get the team going a little bit. Yep, there he is. Alex is back. Yeah, the internet just reset.
Yeah, my internet card, it's been resetting off and on. I had to get it updated soon, but that just reset for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I know what that's about. I had that pain in the ass problem for like months and months until just a couple months ago when I finally screamed and yelled at the provider and magically it got fixed.
Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's usually my cable company is the one I have to yell at.
Yeah, you have to absolutely crack the skull sometimes to get some action. and get things figured out. So 2-1 first period. We will take a look at some live lines. Let's get Howie and some overall thoughts. Who was not this game, but just some thoughts from him in terms of his love for hockey. Where did it start? Do you have a favorite team? What's up, Howie?
Oh yeah, I'd love to fill you in, guys. I consider myself an ex-player. However, I think I really only got to the highest levels of high school hockey. Nonetheless, pretty
But you
successful.
played.
Oh yeah. I've actually played just last Friday for the first time in 2 years. I have never felt so horrible and out of shape in my life, but nonetheless, it was getting back out there. So I'm back out there. So you guys can consider me a fill-in for Deeds or for any one of those guys. So you can consider me an ex-player, just not very good. And I'm only about 2 years into the from a betting perspective. I really only got into it about last season, before the bubble. So I'm still really getting familiar with. I remember Alex talking about it about a week or two ago. Really, that contrarian style of thinking, which is not necessarily intuitive, where you're kind of trying to go against the herd. I find that to be a real big challenge and a real learning curve, and I'm really enjoying that sort of challenge where it's starting to grow on me, and where it's like, okay, oh yeah, do that now, like now's the time, pull the trigger. But it's not easy, and it's especially hard trying to juggle that during the workday. So having the professionals talk us through it, it's just awesome. I'm a hockey nut in general, not just the Blackhawks. As you can see,
Oh yeah, I see that jersey. Very nice. Very nice.
over there.
Yeah.
And but not just the Blackhawks. To Terry's liking, I love everybody. Just love the game, love the international game, and but from a betting perspective, it's really just a couple years in for me.
All right, so just a couple years betting, but you've loved hockey most of your life. You played it up till the high school level, so we know a few things now, Howie. That's good. And by the way, funny story about Deeds, right? Devin Didiometti, he's been on our show a bunch of times, but you'll notice he hasn't been on lately. He has dropped completely off the grid as of right now. He has gone up north, cottage living, for most of the summer, and he's got a wife. He's got a couple of small kids as well. And they got to, and he said it. He texted me. He said, "You know what? I know I'm going to be away for a while. I want to be back on the show with you guys. I enjoyed doing it, but I'm away. I'm off the grid. I'm in the cottage country area of Ontario. The signal goes in and out. You know what it's like sometimes, spotty internet up there. But he said I had to get the fuck out of here and go to the cottage because the lockdowns were driving us nuts. The lockdowns, in Ontario were just driving us crazy. We just needed a little bit of seclusion, a little bit of peace and quiet, place for some space, where you're by yourself. You can actually move and not have to worry about putting a mask on because there's no one else around you. It's your own place, your own property. Right. So all of that. And they got little kids. They can run around, play near the beach, near the lake or whatever the case. So he just said, we just had enough, and I agree. Ontario went overboard with the restrictions and went overboard with the lockdowns. It was just not necessary for them to have it in place as long as it was. So that's where he is. He's in the cottage area. He said, I'm staying there until the lockdowns are over. I'm not coming back to my home in, I think it's in just outside of Toronto. He is right now. I'm not coming back there until these lockdowns are over. So that's where he is, Devin. But we'll have him back. We'll definitely have him back on, if not later on before the end of this season, next season again for sure. And there's a guy that played hockey a lot, AHL, ECHL, dropped the gloves. He's talked about you weren't very good, Howie. It's Devin was mostly enforcer role when he played, but the enforcer role was still a common role, in the years he was playing, 10, 15 years ago. Now we're all of a sudden seeing, it's just you can't be a fourth line player anymore and just solely fight. It's not going to be work for you anymore at the NHL level.
I'll tell you what, Ian, I take after Deeds with that enforcer role on Twitter. I don't know if you've noticed, but I like to mix it up, get a little crazy, maybe a little inappropriate, and act like a fool. So I like to be like a little Sean Avery, Dominic Roussel on Twitter. So anyone that follows me, you've probably seen semantics. So just hoping not to get kicked off, and keep it keep it going. Oh, pardon me, guys. I got food here.
No, that's all right. Okay, no problem. Get that grub. All right, so 2-1 Vegas here as we are in the first intermission. There we go. We have a couple people that will be joining us, it looks like, shortly on the Betcast. So it looks like the crowd is going to be a decent turnout here in terms of Betcast tonight. But it's good to see Howie for the first time. It is good to have voices and faces to the names, for sure. No question about that. After all this time. And Howie's Twitter is good. I mean, he's active constantly on there. Great to see it. Great to have him finally on the Betcast here tonight as well with us. So definitely good to have him on the Betcast for the first time. JStone9, he talked the last time we had a Betcast. He may join us. He had to cancel. He asked again prior to tonight. So we'll see if JStone9's finally going to appear with us tonight. But he's another guy that's been with us for a while. Oh, what did you get here, Howie?
Yeah. The pad thai.
Yeah, it does. Your camera does what mine does when I want it to focus. It doesn't. It does the reverse.
Yeah, I did a little Thai food, some pad Thai, some steamed vegetables, and some chicken and vegetables.
Nice, that's all.
Good.
I'm a huge
good.
Chinese food fan, so I totally get the vibes there for that. Sure.
Yeah, Chinese food's good. Thai food, I actually like Thai food even more than Chinese food these days.
See, I'm not a big noodle guy. I like more rice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's always that's the debate too. That's the main difference.
Fried rice. I could eat fried rice in some form or fashion every day.
Another thing, fellas, as new to the betting perspective over this last little bit here, I have found out the hard way that watching games on particular mediums, be it like Sling or Fubo, I'm about a minute or two delayed. Yeah. And that's not good. It doesn't work. So I imagine you guys are all on your cable services.
Well, I've got IPTV, but it's like only 10 seconds behind the live feed, so it's not a huge difference.
Where I'm watching majority, I have just good old-fashioned cable, and I'm watching on there. But even some of the internet streams that I get, they're close enough. But like I said, I don't have a gap longer than 10, 12 seconds on it, so usually in a game. So.
That's pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to look into rearranging that at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you want to bet live, you got to have. I think cable's the way you go with hockey more than anything else. Football, you got time in between, of course, with plays, and you can figure some things out. Even baseball to an extent, but hockey is quick enough where you need a good internet connection and a good stream as well.
Yeah, one that's not too far behind. You're right. Yeah.
I was looking to jump on Vegas right away after. Who was it that scored that goal 20 seconds in? Yeah. And I was too late. I turned it on and it was like, nope. You're already 1-1. You missed that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Jarek, I'm shocked by that. I mean, Jarek, apparently when I reacted to the first two goals, the 1-0, 1-1 goals, apparently Jarek hadn't seen them yet. So I know for a fact I'm 10 seconds behind, or at least I was, unless tonight all of a sudden.
No, tonight's different. We're on like almost the same time. I'm watching on cable, and even cross country, we're pretty much kind of like you may be a second ahead of me, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, that's watching cable too, and good to see we're right on.
Yeah.
I thought I was a bit ahead of you, but we're right on.
Okay.
Around now.
Yeah. And as we get closer, of course, to the final eventually, then everybody's time should be probably within 3 seconds of each other. I know when it's NBC National here, of course, they've got a delay, so that's going to be behind probably one of the Canadian feeds and so forth.
Yeah, definitely. So 2-1. Let me just see what the current options are here for the second period. Obviously, I was looking to bet a first goal scorer early in the game. That clearly got wiped out with that Devon Taves goal 30 seconds in. But we've already got McKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog to score for Colorado. We've got Pacioretty, Stone, and Tuck to score for the Vegas Golden Knights. We've got Nate McKinnon over 3.5 shots on goal tonight. And so far, he has, in terms of shots on goal in this game, one. So far through the first period. But
still time.
Again, lots of time left. He's going to become a more active volume shooter, you would think, as the game goes on, especially if Colorado continues to trail, which they do now 2-1. So not at all worried right now about that. Next goal scorer prop. Colorado scores next, says Nate Dogg, 420 in the chat.
You can get that plus 100 at Bet Online right now.
You would think it's important for them to get the next goal. That's for damn sure. Will they?
I was looking at Vegas to score next.
To make
I didn't bet it, but I'm thinking about it.
This is one of those. This is one of those with the next goal prop, and Alex thinks this way, betting the next goal props during the game. Let's see who's taking the play to the other team. Let's see how it's going. Let's see if they get a few good shifts. Maybe they draw a penalty. Then you jump in on it, or right before that, or even if they just got a couple good shifts, they get some chances.
Yeah,
then
they're cycling the puck well, moving, passing the puck cleanly. Those are the things I look at. You're right.
That's right, and that's when you sense that hey, maybe they're coming on in waves here a little bit, and a goal could be following, in the not too distant future. Okay, so here we go. Second period here as we get the live odds up. 7.5, by the way, is the current total. Live total in game. It's over 7.5, plus 160, under 7.5, minus 190. We've got Vegas minus 320, Colorado plus 240. Vegas is now minus 1.5, a slight favorite price in terms of the puck line as well. Here's an interesting one. Both teams to score at least 3 goals is minus 115. I'm going to wait on this one, and I'm going to bet it at some point. Both teams to score 3. Colorado's got to open up. They've got to, so, and they're capable of 2 goals in 2 periods. Hell, Vegas only needs 1 more to get to 3 goals. Think about that. Both teams to score at least 3 goals right now. I've got it at minus 115. I'm just going to wait a few minutes into the second period, and I'm going to get a plus price on that, and I'm just going to bet it at any plus price I can get because I think that is a fantastic bet at that number. Fantastic. So especially with Colorado being the team trailing, they've got to go after it. They've got to be aggressive, can't hold back. So that's definitely one I've got my eye on. Both teams to score at least 3 goals in the hockey game. By the way, the draw option in this game is down to, I believe, plus 290, plus 285, plus 290 for the draw right now. Again, wait it out a little bit because if this stays 2-1 for a little bit, you'll get a better price on the draw. I'll get a better price on the both teams to score at least 3 goals. That's got to be the thought process that be patient. Just sometimes it burns you. Hell, maybe we get a first-minute goal like the last period, but I don't think we will. After that first period, I think things just, at least in the first couple minutes, settle down just a little bit. So I'm going to take my chance. We get a low event. I told you that buzzword, low event, first few minutes of the second period.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to a few people in the chat. Alan Trimble, Jeff Martinez, and Zach Young, as well as Howie Feeling. All 4 of us, or all 4 of them, as well as me, are in a fantasy dynasty fantasy league. So if there's anybody interested in a free league, we have some openings as well.
Okay.
Yeah, advertise it.
Anyone
for
in the chats? Yeah. If anyone in the chat's interested.
I got people are already asking me if I want to do fantasy football this year. They ask every year, and I usually say no. But I'm mulling around this year. I think this might be the year I can kind of catch them sleeping because there's been years where I've been had to go under help with someone else's league. They wouldn't let me basically draft or trade once they figure out who I am, and then they just one year they just actually kicked me out and refunded give me double my money. So
No.
No.
I always say to people, they want me to involved in fantasy leagues and drafts and all that. It's just a time issue for me. It's just
Right.
it's got to be done during the summer, and that's my off season is very light. It's very short.
Yeah.
It's like a month, if 2 months, especially this year.
Right.
It's like a
Yeah,
month and a
so-
half off season if I'm lucky.
Yeah,
lucky.
right.
It's
Yeah,
not even-
because you do baseball, and then
Yeah.
I don't know if CFL's coming back or not, but yeah, if that's coming back in, then oh my God, you literally have no time off at all.
It's tough, especially this year because the NBA and NHL seasons are pushed back.
Yeah.
Going into July. And by the way, speaking of NBA, I mean it's a hockey show, but the Milwaukee Bucks are in danger of just being completely done in this series because they're down by 1 with a minute and a bit to go. If they lose this game and go down 3-0, it's history for them against the Brooklyn Nets. All right, the second period is moments away from starting. We're just about to get there with the second period. See if I can give you an update on the third period, by the way, is going to be our action period of the night in this game because I'm already going to be on over 1.5. I'll probably look to bet both teams to score in the third period as well. That is going to be some kind of interesting third period in this game from a live in-game betting standpoint for sure. It'll be a lot of activity. 1.12 to 0.45 is what we're looking at, guys. Expected goals for Vegas in the first period. So that tells you they had the edge in terms of just controlling the play a little bit.
Yeah.
There was really not a whole lot of offense generated in terms of the chances that usually lead to goals. Not as much for Colorado compared to Vegas in that first period. Even though the shots on goal after that first period, 13-10 for Colorado. So it's another one of those situations where expect shots on goal tell you 13-10 Colorado, but the expected goal margin 1.12 to like 0.46 for Vegas. So there was much more effectiveness with those chances and opportunities and shots for Vegas than there were for Colorado. Look who's back with us. He's been on our Betcast before. Jarek joining us. Jarek,
Hey, on, guys. How you feel?
How's it going?
What's up, Jarek?
Hoping we get this both teams to score in period 3. Cashed last night in the Bruins aisle, so
Yep.
Yeah, it's good
here
bet.
tonight.
It really is. Absolutely. And that's which, especially Jarek, if it's a Colorado deficit going into the third period, it becomes even stronger because they got to push to score. And even if they don't, and if they get score, Vegas can come back, and especially if it's a 2-goal deficit by chance, and then the empty net's in play as well. That's really when it becomes a good bet. Yeah, Jarek in the club. I love it. He's got the.
I know. I made sure the lights are on.
Oh yeah, nice.
Last time they were going on, so I need to make sure they were going tonight.
Nice.
Yep. All that's missing, is the millions of people just dead on the dance floor. In those just packed with people dancing their ass off.
You know, Ian, I thought about.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, Ian, I thought about getting someone to maybe do animations. I know some podcasts will do animations for different stories, and I was thinking the first one would be us in Vegas. For those who've seen if you're Facebook friends with me, you've probably seen the photo of me with Captain America, Iron Man, and some random blonde lady. And that's Ian took that photo, and there's a funny story behind that. So I'm thinking about getting somebody to do an animation of that.
100% right.
Start having some of our rants and different things animated throughout the year too. So
yeah, great story indeed. I mean that whole trip was just a lot of fun. See, look at that prop I mentioned. Both teams to score at least 3 goals in the hockey game has already went from -120 to plus 110 already. After just a minute into the second period. So I'm just going to wait it out, get a plus price, and off we go with that. I love that prop. Both teams to score 3. Vegas only needs 1 more to get to 3. Colorado's got to open up, be aggressive. I'll just try to wait to get a better price. Of course, that prop will not be available to bet if Vegas scores that 3rd goal, which they almost did. So maybe not wait too long.
I certainly wouldn't be against. I think Melissa threw it in the chat, that 3-3 and that 3-3 final score regulation. I wouldn't mind throwing a few, sprinkling a little bit on that.
That's a good way to bet it. If you think this one's going to go OT, that's a good way to adjust in game and bet.
when I was in Nashville for that Preds Canes game 6, it was 3-1 Canes or 3-1 Preds, and I bet Canes plus 1.5 plus 120, and then they made it 3-2, and then I bet the 3-3 exact score, and then it cashed, and then we got the overtime winner.
Good job with that.
I had Preds in overtime or Preds money line, and that was the only thing that ruined the sweep. I would have went like 5 for 5 that night.
You were at that game, Jarek? You were?
Yeah,
Wow.
we made the trip from my buddy Jake and I came from Chicago all the way down to Nashville.
Wow.
Tickets were cheap. It was like $70.
Did you wear a Blackhawks jersey?
No, I wore a Shine Down Sound of Madness shirt and then put the Nashville gold shirt over it.
Nice.
Well, you should have worn a Creed shirt.
I know they were there.
Oh, for real?
They were,
funny.
yeah. We didn't like they were the band stage was like right below us though, so we didn't get to actually
Alex,
see it.
they hung up a banner. Creed played the intermission.
Yeah.
Vegas,
Man,
know,
how
the
far they
thing-
fall? Was it about 20 years ago they were playing in halftime in Texas Stadium for the Thanksgiving game, and now they're playing just the intermission at
Alex, you know that Blue Ridge Festival I was telling you about?
yeah.
I was looking at their past lineups and stuff, and their very first one, it was the singer of Creed, and he didn't even have the band with him. It was just like a bunch of backup dudes.
Oh
And that
yeah,
was the headliner. I was like, holy
that's the
crap.
tour when they stopped at Chicago. They played Allstate Arena, and he was so drunk they had to stop the show.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I wouldn't pay to watch Creed, let alone Scott. What is his name? Scott Stapp by himself.
Yeah.
Colorado's on the
Ain't
power
happening.
play.
Yep. Power play for Colorado.
Colorado power play. Delay a game. Petrangelo argued against it, but did not win the argument. So Colorado
This is one of
power
those
play.
that end up in your net.
I'm hoping I survive it because I've got that I didn't lock in that both teams to score 3 goals yet.
This is where Colorado's going to win the series on the man advantage. I mean, 5-on-5, it just hasn't been close. At least
This was
the
cleared out
series
of play,
shifted to
but
Vegas.
I think a deflection, so it won't be a penalty this time around. That was close though.
Oh, I hit the glass.
Nope, no penalties. So just still 5-on-4 for a minute 20. That was close though. It hit the glass, so that's saved them. Wow, what a save by Fleury. That's so impressive for a goalie to pick up a puck like that from the point through traffic, through bodies and sticks. Somehow he picked that up. Unbelievable tracking of the puck, which is such a skill. And it's such an important one for goalies for
that
success.
white cloud kind of banged up. He's hunched over.
What do you guys think?
He's
You
good.
think Fleury's got the Flower has the Vezina wrapped up?
I would think so.
Shorthanded.
I mean, all the great years he's played. I mean, it's he's played his ass off this year, but it's kind of a half participation trophy too because he's had so many good years where he got overlooked.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you have to give it to him. You know.
well overdue. Yeah.
Oh,
Score!
Oh,
Colorado. Rantanen.
Mikko Rantanen, another big name.
There we go. That's one of my goal scorer props. Rantanen off that is cashed. Rantanen
We got a
goal.
bingo.
Yep. 2-2.
This is a hockey game.
Yeah.
Boy, when does that guy not score?
Well, in the last few games, actually, how that whole line has not really done a whole lot. But
It's been
you know what? It's
Brandon
redirect.
inside of the skate of White Cloud,
Yeah.
change direction ever so slightly, and totally.
Nothing a goalie can do about that.
Yep.
Oh wow.
That's exactly what happened. And a great play at the other end by Landeskog. Yeah, right there. Just change direction ever so slightly. There it is.
I
That's
get the
2-2.
worst feeling that if Vegas loses this game, they're going to lose the series. I think Kadri makes a huge impact in Game 7.
That's true,
Yeah.
Jarek. He's in the lineup to Game 7 if there is
Like
one.
Vegas
He's eligible.
needs to take this game, especially going back to Colorado. I mean, it just
Yep.
I get a bad feeling about it. Big hit. Holy smokes.
Let's see.
Bucks beat the Sixers, so they get the win they desperately needed, 86-83.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
I
Yeah,
got some Dr.
absolutely.
Pepper.
Cheers. I'm going to have to wait now. What is that 3-goal prop now? Both teams to score at least 3 goals is now up to minus 250. See, I dilly-dallied and paid the
Yeah.
price for it.
That happens sometimes, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I had the right thinking, though. I hope
Yep.
someone bet it before I
Yep.
did. Before I didn't, I should say. But it might come back around, though. You never know.
Yeah,
Keep
it could.
watching. You get If it stays 2-2 for a while, the draw is certainly back in play. Clint has that. Diehard MMA. He took first period draw in full game.
Hey, Turnsy's here.
At Turnsey, we hope you're doing well, Turnsey. Hope you're on the rehab, on the mend from the incident that took place with you. But yeah, I was I couldn't believe it when I heard it. Yeah, I just got out of the pool and I'm hammered. There we are. That's good.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, it's finally swimming weather, here in Southern Ontario the last couple of weeks, which is nice. It's been hot here. Well,
Oh yeah, we hit 100 degrees here in Minnesota today, which
Yep.
is like
Wow.
only the second time in like maybe the last 5 years. So.
It's only like 85, 90-ish here in Chicago, but my room is terrible, even with the
Yes.
fans on.
Well, you live more inland or toward the lake?
I'm in Will.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. So yeah, so it's
Yeah.
it's warm as hell. No lake breeze.
Well,
I'm actually not too far from Melissa. Maybe like 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
check on
Couple.
this, guys. I don't have air conditioning until this weekend.
Oh shit,
Oh.
really?
so you don't have air in your place right now? Wow, that's
Yeah, correct.
Jeez.
tough. Ooh. And
You
you're
got
in.
the-
And where
you got
are
the-
you again,
the box
Howie?
fan
You're
running,
where?
or-
I'm in a neighborhood on the north side of Chicago known
Yeah.
as Lincoln Square.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
you're
I
getting
know,
the
yeah.
warm weather too, then. So it's bad timing
Yeah.
for that.
At least you get a little reprieve from the lake wind sometimes up
Yeah,
there.
just a little.
Yeah.
We've had, knock on wood, I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but we've had like no rain here at all, no storms. It's been very
Yeah. I know. Yeah, it's like a drought now in like most of the Chicagoland area. So.
dry. Grass is already going yellow.
Just
All right, Marcia show.
All right, I'm gonna a little more adventurous bet on the horizon for me here in terms of the next goal, fifth goal. Oh, good save, Fleury, rebound. Oh, just nobody could get to it for Colorado, but Colorado's gotten a big pep in their step following that Rantanen goal to tie it up. Here's Colorado coming after it again. Nichushkin had the stick lifted, and now Vegas clears. Back out to center. 7 minutes into the second, 2-2 tie. This has been a phenomenal, outstanding Game 6 so far. I can't express how good a game this has been. I mean, it's been never-ending, relentless, unrelenting action and back and forth pace throughout.
yeah. This is gonna be a big TV timeout too for both teams to make the adjustments now, and
Yep.
a little roughhousing at the whistle.
I have to break in here for a little White Sox update that'll make Alex happy. And Adam Engel will run to center field.
Oh, very nice.
4-2 White Sox leading the Blue Jays, who are in town this week.
Boo. Boo.
I think
Oh, yeah, Terry's a Jays fan.
because
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
dude.
because Tampa's getting that off day, I think it's today. We should get Glass now versus Lynn, and if that's the matchup, I'm definitely going to that game.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one.
That's a good
That'll be
one.
nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, they got their money's worth from Lance Lynn. Holy mackerel, what a season.
Yep, and I was a little worried about that trade too because I thought Dane Dunning was going to be pretty solid, but no, Lynn has been sensational right now. So
Yeah, it's rock steady. He's just, 1-2 innings given up, goes at least 5 or 6 most games, and gives them a chance to win every time.
I don't know if I want the Cubs to be buyers, but if they are, I think you got to take a shot at Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, he's having a good year. I'm shocked.
I mean, you got to add to the rotation if you think you have a shot at the playoffs. There's no chance they win with what they got.
Yeah, they can't have. I don't want Kyle Hendricks and Arrieta and some of these jokers around a playoff rotation. I can tell you that right
Davies,
now.
PU.
Davies has
Trevor
been
Williams.
better lately, but I don't trust him in a big
Last
spot.
outing,
It's a
yeah.
better lineup.
Exactly. Besides Goslin, Cubs have knocked out the NL West pitching pretty good. It's
Yeah.
been impressive so far.
Yeah, all of these
Back to hockey,
ballparks.
though.
Back to hockey. And I'll say one last thing though. about
you
baseball.
don't want to keep going. Go ahead.
I love baseball, I do, but
I
I'm
know,
trying to
I
stay
love
on
it.
task here. But 100% capacity. We're going to be getting back to that very soon in all of these ballparks, which will be good to see. No doubt about that. All right, let's give you an update on the expected goals situation. Have things changed? Things have probably tilted a little bit. It was 1.12 to 0.45 before. 1.19 to 0.85 now. Significant inroads being made by Colorado here in this second period. I'm tempted now by Colorado next goal prop. I really am. They've got some serious momentum right now, but can they actually break through and get the lead? It's the question, because Vegas, they can give up chance after chance after chance, but it's still not easy to get shots through, and you got Fleury there still. But boy, they are starting to take the game to Vegas a little bit. And look, they have not taken the game to Vegas in this building at all in this series until just these last few shifts. Holy shit, Colorado almost had a great chance there. So I'm going to do it. I like the momentum they're playing with. They're cycling that puck around. Next goal, Colorado. Plus 120. Here we go.
Why have they put Stevenson out there against the McKinnon line? Carlson had been doing so damn well for him defensively against McKinnon. It makes no sense to me.
Oh.
That's been one of my
odd man rush going the other way for Colorado.
Oh, what a save, Fleury. Great stop there. He didn't even know where the puck was after it hit him. Oh, yeah, they're just absolutely storming the Vegas zone the last couple of shifts.
I jumped on that plus 120. Colorado scored next plus 120 as well.
Crowd wanted a penalty. I think he fell down there. Oh, what a block. That was going to be a good chance for Shea Theodore there. Blocked, though. Wow. The pace is picking up again, fellas.
Yep.
You know, if you want your next goal props and, you know, a live over or a second period over right now, I'd say bet it in the next few seconds here. It's warming up again. These teams are jumping again in terms of chances. Now it's Vegas starting to return fire a little bit.
It's funny how momentum can change so quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, big shot block, Theodore, and he can shoot a puck real hard. That took a bite out of someone for Colorado. These guys that can shoot the puck, some of these blue liners, it's amazing how hard they can shoot. And it's just, you got to have some freaking cojones to stand in there and block one of those things, clappers from the blue line. Oh, deflection! Rebound wide! Just by inches there. Oh,
wow.
What a chance there for Colorado. That was almost the Colorado next goal right there.
Yeah.
Colorado. This is the first time in this series Colorado is dictating play to Vegas at T-Mobile Arena.
Right. I would say first time since game one, essentially, but
yeah. Like they're actually, you know, hemming Vegas in, coming in waves, multiple good shifts, multiple ozone forecheck shifts in a row. Colorado's doing that right now. What a save on McKinnon there. He just stands up straight and says, mano a mano, I'm not crouching down. I'm not giving you the top of the net. I'm going to stand up. He just stood up straight, essentially, like that, you know, and has got his arms spread out like that, trying to make that save. That's impressive goaltending.
Yeah, it is.
Because he basically forced McKinnon to make the first reaction. He didn't bite. He didn't react first, drop down, and then there's the top corner for an elite player like McKinnon to shoot. Didn't give him that top shelf space there. Yep.
Alex, I still need a passport too. I've never got one.
No, yeah. Last time, the one only time I've ever been to Toronto was I was 7 years old. We didn't need passports back then, so.
Crazy.
My passport's probably the dust and the mothballs off it at this point. You know, I haven't used it in like 3 years. Honestly, I haven't been anywhere in like 2-3 years, which is insane for me because usually I make 2 or 3 trips a year, and usually one every year is Las Vegas, and it just hasn't been that way for me the last 2-3. And I've gotten a lot busier, as you could. Most of you guys know, I'm doing a million gazillion shows every day now, and you know. Getting away from doing that is tougher now.
Hey, Ian, how do you maintain your voice? Are there any secrets to doing so much speaking and not getting raspy or getting a sore throat or anything?
It's becoming a bit bigger issue now, Howie. It was not a problem for me. Last year, 2 years ago, even 6 months ago, there's no issue. But I find the last month or so, I'm having to clear my throat. I'm having to do the DJ Cool treatment, a little bit more than I had to do in the past. I've had to do that a lot more lately, and I'm starting to think that finally, after all these months, a year or two solid now of doing like 3-4 shows a day, that the wear and tear of that is impacting the old cords a bit.
Well, I know a shit ton of vocalists and singers. I can always ask them, what remedies they use. I know
Yeah, right.
boiling hot water with a dash of salt and some lemon.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing to gargle with and clear out like in the mornings.
I've heard that too.
When I would do like hockey and baseball games or play-by-play, I'd just bring water and I'd bring cough drops, and then whether it's in between innings or intermission, whatever.
I like the suggestions. Keep them coming.
Chloroseptic cough drop.
I think I've heard tea and honey, and I know for me, a good old lozenge cough drop is just awesome.
Yeah.
I've heard the hot water, with a little salt and lemon. I've definitely heard, anything with tea, any tea they say helps you out too with the voice. But it's not like it's a DEFCON 5 or anything or a red alert at this point in time with the voice. Like it's still not in that kind of dire straits with it, but it's still, you can feel I'm having to go a little bit more now than I've ever done before.
Well, you'll be going to one a day soon, right? When NBA and NHL wrap up till football?
Yes, correct. Like the NBA show will be done soon. Hockey is going to take a little break, Jarek, and then I'll just have the one show. That will help.
I like listening to the
best
baseball
remedy.
from time to time.
Shows.
I always forget.
Yeah. That could be the best remedy, Jarek. Just, settle down, stop working your ass off.
Yeah, enjoy the summer.
Take a break for sure, yeah.
There's this guy on Twitter. I don't know if you guys scroll through gambling Twitter at all? Just like see what the hell's going on there.
Every now and then.
Did you guys ever see We Beat the Spread?
I think I've heard of it. Not familiar with it.
He's on Twitter, and this guy, he's been on like an all-time cold streak. He's got like 35K followers. He just loses like these max plays after max plays, and I just want to reply to him and be like, my dearest like concerns and stuff, just take 2 weeks off, sit in the pool, just ease everything off of betting. Just get back to it. He's taking an ass kicking, and I hate seeing people lose money like that. That's terrible.
At any level of betting, you gotta have your moments where you take a break. If you're not seeing the games clearly, the numbers aren't making sense to you. Take 2 or 3 days and reset and reflect. Yeah.
If I drop like 6-7 in a row, I'm like, I'll take a day or two off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, many years my one of my mentors, Teddy Covers, has said that over the years. I mean, just take a break, just breathe in, breathe out. Just get away, walk the dog, spend a day with the family, or whatever the case may be. Just do something to get away from it for a day or two if you're not seeing anything very well.
Yeah,
I have a great Teddy Covers story about that. This is the second year when I was with Sports Memo the first time. So the first full season started up with the NHL. And I go on a losing streak. I'm like 10-0-2 in the first 12 games, like over like a week. And I'm like freaking out. And then I text him. I'm like, hey, I'm thinking I'm gonna get fired from these guys. I'm texting him like, hey, thanks for allowing me to work with you. And he's like, what's going on? Did you get fired? I'm like, no. And I'm like, I'm expecting it at any moment because I just started with the shittiest beginning of a season ever. And he calls me. He goes, hey, he's like, just take some deep breaths, relax. And he's like, I know you like to drink. He's like, go out and have a couple drinks. Don't even worry about doing anything tomorrow, and just come back the next day. And I was able to get back into the groove of things and end up having a great season from there on. So yeah, Teddy's really helpful with that when I was going through a tough run starting the season. So.
Alex Tuck just laid the thunder on McKinnon.
Yeah,
big hit.
That was a big hit. Yeah, I like seeing that.
Good hit too. Yeah,
two very important forwards for their respective teams going after each other physically and laying the body. I like that. It doesn't always have to be the fourth liners doing that. I like seeing it when the top six get involved like that. There's been some big hits. I mean, Braden McNabb absolutely flattened Valerie Nichushkin earlier in this period as well.
Oh yeah, if you guys didn't see, I got the Vegas shirt on. I got them in the
there you go,
bet,
Golden
so
Knights.
We need this.
Nice.
Sorry,
Nice.
Alex and Sammy. I know you guys are big on the Avs, right?
No, not well. I don't have no. I know Sammy's got the Avs play in the
Yeah.
series, but I just been picking at him left and right during the run. At this point now, I don't have any futures. I probably won't have any futures moving forward. I'll just be doing everything game by game. So
I texted Sam I was like, I'm hesitant with the Avs, even though I liked him, basically all season. He didn't
Right.
seem to like that, so I just laid off. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, he got me one night. I bet against with this whole the Bruins Islanders, because I told him I'm zigzagging, and he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's the way it's looking so far. And then I went back
he
and
kept going U5, man. I don't know why.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't get it either, especially when they were in Boston. They went 3-0 to the over, and that's what I told him. I hammered that over, and so yeah. But yeah,
It's
Sammy's
funny,
good
though,
words. I don't know if you guys watch Chicken Dinner or listen to the Chicken Dinner podcast. It's up twice a week, and that's the shirt that I'm rocking today.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
I don't, but I know that guy is from. He was with VSiN for a bit. Sammy P.
Yep.
Sam Panayotovich, right?
Yep.
That's the same
Yep.
guy. Yeah.
Fellow
Sam's a
Southside
great
Chicagoan.
Yep.
Although me and him went to rival high schools, he went to Mount Carmel. I went to St. Rita. So, but
Yeah, I'm happy I got to run into Sam for a little bit. He gave me a kick in the ass I needed. So.
Hey, a quick history question for Ian and Alex.
Yep.
Do you guys have any maybe mentors or someone you would consider the godfathers of or godmothers of hockey gambling? Is there such a person?
Hockey gambling specifically. Obviously, just overall sports betting. The dearly departed Dave Malinsky, Mark Lawrence, Teddy now is I hate to say it, but he's at the age now where he's becoming one of those legends. Teddy, Dave Koken, of course. Everybody knows him. He's been around for a very long time. Like those are the guys you think of as the forefathers of the.
I'd say as far as hockey specifically goes, I can't think of it. I mean, Dave Koken would be the closest that comes to mind, but I followed Dave Koken over the years through football. And like I said, they found it was him and Matt Humans on the Sports Line show. They found me through hockey, so I didn't even know that he didn't have that he wasn't really doing a hockey show. And then he's over there Wager Talk now, so he's on Puck Time and stuff. But the hockey was kind of just independent. Like that's how I ran into Ian essentially. Was that trying to find other people who were betting hockey. It was just such a niche thing 10 years ago. Yep. And I was just stunned by that. Just by that, one of the four major sports. Obviously, I figured it would be less traffic, but it seemed like nobody was betting it at all. So it's grown, 4 or 5 times over since we started.
Those were the good old days, Alex. Bring those good old days back.
Hell yeah.
Everyone known to man is trying to sell themselves as a hockey guy now.
Yeah.
It feels that way. Like it bothers me. Like I liked it when it was just Alex and I that were around,
like
captain of the sport.
That does speak to how difficult it is individually. Like you don't really hear about too many people only doing hockey. Everybody does additional, the other stuff.
And it's because too of the time frame. You think the regular time frame of October to June, everybody's neck deep in football, getting ready for basketball. Then toward the end of the year, basketball, and now getting ready for baseball. So there's no, it's hard for a lot of the multi-sport cappers to divulge any time to every sport. And if they chip one out, they usually chip out hockey. Where for me, when I had to start narrowing things down, I was like, NBA is the first thing to go, as opposed to anything else. So it varies on cappers now.
Yeah, we know Kelly in Vegas personally, Melissa.
Oh yeah,
Alex especially. I've talked to her a bunch. I always say hello every few months. Just how are you doing? Just a little DM. Say how's things? How are you doing? It's an absolute travesty what happened to her with ESPN. We don't have to go into that too much, but that was ridiculous. Obviously she's a lot younger. Things are. You say things and tweet things. Sometimes you regret when you're a little bit younger. You can look past it now. That was a million years ago. But apparently they decided not to do that. But she was going to be working for ESPN as an analyst. And they decided to renege on the contract because of something she's tweeted and said years and years and years and years ago.
That had been deleted, and then the tweet had been deleted years ago, and then it had resurfaced. Just to put it in a short sample, Kelly's dealt with a lot of stuff being a woman in the sports betting industry and growing into the level of fame she has. And
degrading comments.
The shit that people say to her on Twitter is outright awful. So she was just firing back at one of these people years ago, and it, like I said, it had been pulled down and kind of dealt with, and then somebody brought it up again, and so it's a very unfortunate situation. But I stand back Kelly 100%. Like I said, I've known her for years. She's the reason I've gotten to the level I have in this business. So nothing but support going out to her for sure.
Yeah, and she is basically the equivalent of the amount of work it takes to climb a mountain. That's the amount of work she's done to build her brand, build herself in an industry where, look, females were rejected in the industry for a very long time, and early, especially when she first started it. Like, what's this nonsense here? A woman talking about sports betting? What do they know? That's just the the thinking that some people have, that silly thought that, hey, they can't learn, they can't know anything. It's just a woman talking about sports betting. She's out of her league. She can't do it. There's just some people that believe that, unfortunately.
And even she's proven herself countless times over the years, and still catches flack in hell, and it's just super unfortunate.
Yeah. And then she gets the degrading comments to go with it, and just belittling comments that nobody should have to endure. Simple as that. Yeah.
5:51 left, still tied at 2-2 in this game. So.
If you ask me, there should be on a nightly basis some sort of purge hour where everything goes. But you got to be accountable for what you say. But no canceling for like 1 hour a night.
I agree with that.
Let it rip.
Yeah, and that's cancel. Like, this is the cancel culture is unfortunately what happened with Kelly there. That got her in that situation, and she shouldn't have had to pay the price for something that was a long, long time ago, in a different time of Save just now by Grubauer. Tough save. That was deflected on the way in, but still 2-2. I'm still alive. In case you missed it and you've just joined the show. First of all, welcome in. This is the Ice Guys Betcast, presented by the Hockey Podcast. I've got to do that every now and then. Some people just might be joining us, and they're like, "Well,
legal ID, top of the hour."
Yeah. The Ice Guys. Yeah, exactly. Top of the hour. The Ice Guys Podcast Betcast presented by the Hockey Podcast Network. It's Ian Cameron and Alex B. Smith. We got Terry Edelman. We got Howie Phelan. We got Jarek Rubel joining us. We've got a couple more people actually slated to join us later, so this house could get even more packed later on. But 2-2. Oh, a deflection. And it's in.
Oh, wow.
There goes the Colorado next goal prop. But Vegas has scored, and they've taken the lead on a deflection. It's 3-2 Golden Knights with 5:33 to go in the second. It was a deflection, and I believe it was Keegan Colasar who got his stick on it in front of the net.
Yeah. Oh, that must have been plus 450.
Good. This is shaping up to where maybe I don't know if we'll get both
there.
To score, but
Colasar's goal. Yep, terrific to read the deflection.
Good redirection. Yeah,
very nice.
If Vegas gets the next goal, especially in the third period, both teams to score. I think loaded. I got assignments on Twitter on my computer.
I don't know if any of you guys caught it, but DraftKings put up a promo sometime midday. Bet on first goal, anyone to score the first goal of the game, but get insured that bet still wins if that pick scores at any point.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I opted in.
I did Val Nichushkin. Stupid bet.
I took a guy that always seems to haunt the Hawks. He kind of comes and goes with, whether you see him playing even in the game or not. Sometimes he's just invisible. Other times he's really clutch. I like Riley Smith.
Oh, yeah.
He just seems to get big goals here and there.
I agree with that. It wouldn't surprise me to see him pot one at some point in this game. Well, here's Vegas, another chance. Oh, that was about to get to Marchessault, and it went off a skate. Wow. That was going to be
I had a Riley Smith goal prop last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why my Xfinity's so delayed. I just now saw that chance. Crazy.
Oh, Pacioretty just couldn't get it to settle down, threw it off the side of the net. 3-2 Vegas, 4 minutes to go, second period. Colorado now You got to keep it. They got to keep going after it here. This sets up well for the third period over that I bet before the game, because Colorado's got to be opening things up if they're trailing going into that third. We'll update you, by the way, on the in-game total once this second period ends. For those of you that haven't bet it yet, that may be thinking, let's bet it second intermission or early in the third period.
Well, right now it's still over 7.5 at plus $1.05.
Yeah.
So right now, if it's whole set, you're talking about 2.5 for the third period.
Yeah. Which quite possible, and it should be, to be honest with you. If you're doing this the right way, you should have it 2.5 this third period total going into the third with Colorado trailing, because this should be an open third period with that being the case. Scored!
Oh,
Wow.
Burakovsky has finally hit the scoreboard in this series and done something positively. Yep. I should say. He did something last game negatively. He turned the puck over, resulted in the first Vegas goal. But Burakovsky, just a wrist shot, just cleanly beat Marc-Andre Fleury here.
Wow.
And a great shot. It just beat him clean. And it was a great shot, I think, off the inside of the far post and in. And there's the over that I bet before the game, over 5.5.
Yep.
There it is. And there's that both teams.
Huge goal.
Man, did I fucking rot my socks now with that, not betting that when I did. Both teams to score 3 goals. It was sitting there, plus 120. Sitting there.
Yeah.
God.
I didn't do it either. I'm kind of mad.
Oh, well. You got the over anyway.
Give me 2 goals, 1 by each team in the third, and then I'll cash the both teams to score and my draw prop.
Yep.
Give me that. Need it.
What a hockey game. Outstanding. This whole series has been good. This has been the absolute best game.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
No question. They saved it for the Betcast. Say the Betcast is going on. We got to put on a show.
All right.
Wow. Scintillating game. Outstanding. Both teams aren't giving up. Both teams aren't giving an inch right now. 3-3 as we wind down last couple minutes of the second period. The draws now, obviously still very much alive. It's back and forth game, and that was a huge burden off the shoulders of Burakovsky. It's not been a good series for him, but what a time to finally step up and score, and what a time to have an absolutely perfect shot.
Yeah.
That took the crowd out of it. Don't be surprised if Colorado can sneak one in last minute.
That's possible. And you got period. Plus 135 for the Avalanche, plus 100 for the Golden Knights if you want next to goal score prop now or anytime.
Yeah.
Boy, I wonder what a 300 level ticket was going for at T-Mobile tonight.
Oh, I can't even imagine. It's got to be a couple thousand.
wow.
Yeah, I'll never spend that much money on a sporting event. Never.
For maybe if it's a cup final with a chance to clinch, like Hawks, like if I had a chance to get like Hawks like 2015 Game 6 tickets, because I got to see them. I saw them clinch against Vancouver in 2010.
Nice.
No, it was 2009. And yes. Me and my folks, that was like $800 for 2 tickets. But
wow.
I mean, it was worth it. Patrick Kane's first playoff hat trick. They won him first time going to the conference final in ages. So,
Nate Dogg, if you want to bet it, go for it. Colorado to score next plus 135. I was a day late and $1 short of my. I should have come back to it after Vegas scored, but I didn't do it. It was really they weren't really pressing Vegas when it was 3-2.
Right.
They had that one chance that materialized for Burakovsky and. Just wham! What a great shot! They keep showing it on replay, and what a shot!
Yeah.
That's what he can do. He's got a great release. He's a guy that can finish, and we just haven't seen any of it up till now. All right, inside 2 minutes left, second period. It is still a Colorado edge and shot. Wow, Martinez had a really nice chance, stepped in from the blue line, but dubbed the shot. Didn't even get it off his stick.
Nice to see Janmark back and healthy too.
Oh yeah, after taking that big hit, I'm sure.
Alex, what do you think about the Hawks maybe trying to get him and Hyman the offseason. Just bring back Janmark. I didn't think he was too detrimental.
No, he wasn't too bad, but I mean, I think he's going to try and look for a longer deal. I don't know if the Hawks are going to try to give him anything past 2 years. The biggest thing would be trying to look for a number one goalie.
Fleury's caught. Oh, he survived.
Getting Seth Jones, I think, would be the biggest thing the Hawks need to do.
Yeah, I really want Jones.
We got to do that. We got to.
Yeah. You got to have somebody to replace Duncan Keith.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, Seth Jones would just go over like a home run.
Oh yeah,
in front of Chicago fans
for sure.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think that does make sense as pursuing Jones at least. See what can come of it.
Would you give up Boquist?
Would
you give up Boquist in that trade for Jones? Or is that too much, you would say? I don't know if I like Boquist here long term.
If we get a pick back, like we get Jones and like a third and like 22.
Scored off the board.
Oh,
yes.
Pietrangelo off the board.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Pastretti.
I'll tell you what. I've been doing rehab for a broken wrist on and off this past year. Of course, my pandemic year was just going too smoothly. I had to make it hard on myself. I ended up doing a badly broken wrist. I was doing a checkup just maybe 2 months ago. I'm sitting in the lobby, and it looks like this skateboarder kid, got his hat backwards and some cool shoes on, and I don't really think anything of it. But then he's holding up his imaging CD. When you go into the medical office, you bring in the CD.
Yep.
And right on the CD, it says Adam Barquist. I would never have recognized. I never would have thought otherwise.
Wow.
It looked like, 18, 19, punk skater kid. And,
wow.
Oh. Who put Peter Angelo?
Yeah, Pietrangelo got the 4-3 goal just now. Just a bounce right off the end boards, and it came right to him. And obviously, couldn't get in position quickly enough, Grubauer, and he roofed it. Perfect shot.
Here.
Yeah.
And,
got a scrum. McKinnon involved. There we go.
Yeah.
At the end of the second period.
I didn't get a chance to say anything, but I figured you don't want to bother them at the medical facilities.
Right. Yeah. Was that up at Illinois Masonic?
No, this was in Northwestern.
Oh, okay.
And I was hoping to run into Kirby Doc. I even tried to find out if he was there, but I couldn't. But I assume he was. They in this particular office where they do all the upper extremities and the wrists and whatnot. They've got all the past pro athletes' jerseys up on the wall with signed jerseys. They've got Kane. Okay. They've got Kendall Coyne. They've got a couple soccer players. They've got football players. Anyone that's broken a wrist.
I was going to say because I say Kane had a wrist injury, but I think Kane had his collarbone reset at Northwestern Memorial too.
Yeah, I imagine so. I don't recall when he hurt his wrist. I don't know if you do.
He heard it. It was during the 14 playoffs.
Yeah, it was a while.
He had the off season.
Wins,
yeah, like a minor procedure off season, but he was rehabbing it.
They had a run there in March or whatever without Taze and Kane, and they still got in the playoffs and got to the conference. Heartbreaker by Martinez. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
What a heartbreaker.
Yes.
That was the only time I cried over a sports loss.
It wasn't. I didn't for that one because of the fact, but I remember tearing up my apartment during the 2012 Arizona series. I mean, that's the worst I'd ever seen the Hawks play since the old days. They just completely shit the bed in that one, and everybody over there talking about Hossa getting crushed by Rafi Torres. No, that whole Hawks team was a no-show for that series. It was pitiful.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe that year.
Our only guy going in that series was Brian Bickle.
Yeah,
and
ultimate playoff performer.
I think Paul Bissonnette, Biz Nasty was taking care of us.
Yeah, Biz fought Brandon Bollig and didn't tie his jersey down. So he gets kicked out of the game. So.
Nice.
Biz Nasty, that's what he was there for, that physical element. Yep, that was his need back then.
2013 was my first season watching hockey, and that was obviously the best one I've ever seen with the Hawks. So
yeah.
I remember that opening night against the Kings, and then
there we went.
Yep.
So yeah, a couple of days ago was my birthday, and so on that year in 2013, the Hawks beat Kings in double overtime to win the conference final. The Patrick Kane, the goal, he celebrated and sliding on his knees. And what was crazy is that I had a party of about 20 people with me in Minneapolis, and we're holding this table because it's like overtime, like we can't leave. And they're like, oh, like, you know, there was no other big party coming. I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna order another round of drinks. We're not leaving here till this game ends. Like, you know, I had money on it, and I'm not leaving. You know, because if it goes to a 6 game that year, I was worried about the Hawks. As many games they won in that regular season, I was worried that they might get crushed late because of the pace they had. But they ended up winning that and taking care of business against Boston, of course. So.
Yeah, that's yeah. I don't blame you for not leaving. You got to
stay.
Have to. It's a must. Yeah.
That's the
it wasn't like it was bar closed. It was like 10 o'clock in that game.
Jarek, you started.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Jarek, you started watching hockey in 2013.
Yep, that was the first year because my aunt was living with us at the time, and she was a big Hawks fan. And then she got me to start watching, and I watched that opening day game against LA, and then we won that when they had the banner raising, and then I remember the big game against Calgary where they're just getting smoked, and then Hossa ties it late, and they extend the point streak. Yeah, that series or season was awesome.
Yeah,
I became a Matt Duchene hater that year because he killed us the game that Colorado ended that big run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well you've got a seconder here. I am not a fan.
No.
Not a fan of the doucher.
Yeah.
No. There you go. Great point by Brian Watson, and he shows you right now. Some books might have it around cheaper or a little bit around where the price he mentioned, but over 1.5 third period minus 190. Again, I got it minus 155. A little better price before the game.
If you're at Bet Online right now, you can't bet a total right now at all. The only thing you can actually bet would be Avalanche team total over 3.5 and minus 189, but no full game, no third period total listed there as of now live.
Yeah. Obviously, you know I love this. This is actually the biggest bet I made on the game before it started. It was the third period over. And we got a perfect scenario because the team that's facing elimination is trailing going into the third period. So they've got to go for it. Have to. Got to take chances. Got to pinch at the blue line. Got to do all that stuff. Keep the forecheck alive. And you might get burned with the odd man rush and the transition the other way. That's the way it is now when you're down by one with your back against the wall.
All right, folks, I'm getting the beeping in my headset, so I'm going to charge the thing. So I'm going to go for now, and if I get it back charged within the third period, I'll try to hop back on. But if not, then I'll see everybody for the show when we get back, which will be Saturday, right? No show tomorrow?
We won't be doing a show tomorrow. I should mention that. There's no games tomorrow, so we will have an off day tomorrow. Actually, you know what? Jimmy and I, Alex, we might do a quick one because Jimmy won't be with us in the week. I might just record one with him and I. And he'll talk about the Bruins because I want to get his thoughts on the Bruins. We won't have until Monday, so we'll do a quick one, him and I. If you want to take the day off, that's fine.
Okay. All right, we can do that.
But so we might see Alex again later on in the Betcast. Yeah, and if not, we'll see him on Saturday.
Okay. All right.
All right, Alex. All right, there he is, Alex B. Smith. We may see him later. We may not. We'll have to wait and see. But we will stick around till the end of it. 4-3 Vegas. I'm on over 1.5, minus 155 in the third period. Before the game, I bet that. Right now, I'm just sticking with that. Next goal, that's interesting. Next goal. I might get involved in it one more time. We'll see. I'm going to wait a bit, though. I think if it gets to the point where we're getting close to Colorado pulling the goalie, Vegas has been pretty good at ending the game with an empty netter. I might bet Vegas right at that time. 5 minutes to go or so, 6 minutes to go if Colorado's trailing.
I don't know if I got enough courage in me to bet it, but I want Vegas to get this next goal because I'm comfortable with a 2-goal lead that Colorado probably won and they'll still get the empty netter. Vegas will. So if we could get 5-3, and then I'll feel super comfortable.
Yeah, that definitely. And Vegas got to be ready for the start of this third period because Colorado will make a push. They had a great second period. Colorado won, believe it or not, the second period, even though they're still down a goal because this period started 2-1 for Vegas, and it's now 4-3 Vegas. So even in goals, but Colorado had the better chances in that second period and more of the chances that would have led to goals. Hence the expected goals. That's what it's all. It's generating the chances that normally, 100 times out of 100 or whatever would lead to goals. Colorado had more of those in the second period. But They didn't make any ground up in terms of the score. They're still down one.
What's that third period over 2 or over 1.5 looking like now?
The over 1.5 is minus 190 in the third period. You could go with over 2 as well at a plus price. That's an option for you as well. Yeah, over 2 is not a plus price. Over 2 third period is about minus 115.
Oh,
My book's not loading anything. What the heck?
Yeah, and
There
some
you go.
books, you're right. During the intermission, some books take it down for a few minutes and then they'll put it back up again. But usually the ones I use are always, they're going to keep the live odds up consistently during the intermission. I'm telling you, Bet365, it pains me that, actually, I shouldn't say it pains me that nobody in the States can bet there. That's not the case anymore. New Jersey is one of the states where you could actually bet with Bet365. Yeah, plus 105. There you go. Melissa says it's at a plus price over 2 in the third period at PointsBet. So you can get a plus price up there. If you shop around, you can get a plus price there, Howie.
I might do that.
Yeah. I like that. I like 2 at plus. You know what? To me, 1.5 minus 180 or minus 190 is the equivalent of 2 at plus 105 because, you get, you need 3 goals, but 2 still is a push, and you got a great chance to get 3 goals still. Look at last night, Bruins and Islanders. That was 3 goals in that third period. Islanders got 2 empty net goals. You could see that again tonight.
I think both teams are going to take chances.
Yep.
I got a live bet if anybody wants to tail this. I'm going to do.
Pinch. And no.
Yep.
Go ahead, Howie.
Oh, no one. Colorado or Vegas has no reason to want to go play back in Colorado, so they want to stay on the offensive here too.
Yeah.
I could see this.
Right.
I could see this finishing up 7-5.
I'm probably going to bet a correct score. Go ahead, Jarek. What are you on?
I was going to say, so I did a 60-minute goal total for the home team, Vegas. I did over 5.5. I got it on DraftKings at plus 163.
There you go. So that is a over team total. Vegas 5.5. So they need basically 2 more goals here in the third period to get there. Boy, I like that actually because you saw 2 from the Islanders, the team looking to clinch at home. They got 2 empty net goals last night. That I might sprinkle on a bit. I'm already on over 1.5 third period at a good price. I'm going to go Vegas team total over 5.5. Yeah, plus 160 is what I've got on that. I'll add on that because look, if they don't tie it, you're in trouble. Like if it gets to 4-4, then it's in some trouble.
Yeah,
that bet for sure. Because I could see this slowing down a little bit, and we somehow get to overtime. But if it stays 4-3, or it gets to 5-3, this becomes a really good bet. It just takes Vegas getting a goal before even Colorado has to pull the goalie. And then if it gets to 5-3 before they have to pull the goalie, then you're really sitting in a good spot at that price.
I had put on my Twitter when I tweeted out this morning, I was like, if this both teams to score in the period 3 does not hit, I immediately think this game's going to overtime. And that's probably what we're looking at right here. And you basically just saying that.
Yeah, and third period again, Vegas. Third period lines as well. Third period winner, Vegas, +1 anywhere from plus 125 to plus 140 for Vegas half a puck minus a half goal in the third period. Melissa likes that, or I don't know if she's on that or if she's just saying points bet has.
Yeah, this is. She was texting me about this last night. Her thing is in elimination games when the team's looking for a put away to bet that third period money line.
Yeah, so I think that's a bet for her, Melissa, that she likes that. So yeah, that's Knights third period, either plus 125 on the to plus 140 3-way money line or minus a half goal plus that price, whatever you want to call it. But basically, Vegas to win the third period is what it is.
All right,
and it would lose. They're tied after the third.
Nate Dogg in the chat.
Who do you guys have on Conn Smythe watch top 3 right now?
Well, Carey Price, probably my dark horse. Well, lead favorite if they get to the finals. Pavel Pacioretty, the way he's been playing since he's come back.
Yep.
And, man, probably Point or Kucherov. Maybe Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky's had some big games.
Vasilevsky and Point, 100% for Tampa are your nominees for Conn Smythe. No question if they win it. Vasilevsky or Point. For Montreal, Carey Price, definitely would get it. I don't think there's anyone else on the actual Montreal roster outside him that would get it. No, they've had different contributions every night. You know, they've had night.
Islanders.
Yeah.
Maybe Barzal.
I mean, yeah, but the way he's been playing now, yeah. I mean, you would think maybe Palmieri, he's had some big goals throughout the playoffs already. I mean, I don't really know who I'd pick. Because they split between
Brock Nelson has the most Game 7 or closing final game goals out of anyone in the league over last, forget how many years it was, maybe 5-7 years.
Yeah, he's Mr. Elimination Game, Howie. That's 100%. I saw that as well. He is huge, Brock Nelson, in these, elimination games or backs against the wall. They're either looking to eliminate their opponent or they're facing elimination. He's been excellent with that.
I had a prop on him yesterday too.
I wanted to address Nate Dogg's comment in the chat because he said, do you guys think Montreal will have the Winnipeg issue? Long grass may make them rusty. Now, shout out, I want to give Terry's props here because I was going back from Nashville. He sent me this. So since 2001, you guys have probably seen this in the chat throughout some of the shows. Every time a team swept an opponent, if they played a team that went off a 7-game series, the team that played 7 games has beat the team that swept every single time since 2001. And if Vegas wins the series here, that's exactly what's going to happen. And then if this series goes 7, I think that Montreal's doomed. But if Vegas takes care of business tonight, I kind of lean Montreal. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of frisky.
You know what's funny, Jarek, is that if Colorado loses this series, the only future from before the season that I still have alive is Montreal.
Crazy.
At a really good price. And I don't feel good about it because I don't think they can finish it and go all the way. But I'm not going to put it past them anymore to at least give Vegas a battle and be tough on, or Colorado. Could still be Colorado. But
we've seen Vegas just go ice cold in the playoffs with scoring. And running into Carey Price obviously isn't, recipe for success if you're going to go cold.
Howie feeling is schizophrenic here right now with his feet. And Howie, are you there? There he is. He's back.
How many future series bets on the Avalanche are in big danger to get eliminated?
A lot.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
everybody was on the Avs. Everybody.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that I was on them. I'm already not liking it at this point in time. But yeah, before the season, what did I have Montreal for winning the cup? 22-1, plus 2,200.
That's crazy. I had Washington plus 24, and the fact that Montreal was better odds than Washington, that's insane to me.
Everybody was drinking the Kool-Aid with Montreal before the season. And then everybody jumped off the bandwagon because this regular season was such a disappointment and an underachievement by them.
Oh, Ian, I don't know if you've seen my tweets, but I put out on March 2nd how when they fired the goaltending coach, I was like, the Habs are going to the Final Four. Like, Carey Price is heating up and they're going to the Final Four. And I have not bet them a single time this entire postseason. And I can't believe it.
I know. You should have stuck with that premonition. I mean, you should have believed in it.
Well, last time I was on the Betcast, I was gassing up Winnipeg, and sure enough, they ended up running into the sweep versus 7-game stat that Terry shared. So,
actually, when you think about it, their roster is built for the playoffs, and the regular season is just, the teams can get their cookies, they can get their goals, they can find their offense, they can find more room on the ice. But Montreal is adept as a team to be able to shut it down, to be able to check pretty good, to have 4 lines that have, a little bit of nice mix of youth and veteran leadership and experience. Corey Perry, Eric Stahl on the veteran side. You got the young kids that are going to be good players for a long time. Suzuki, Kotkaniemi up front, and of course Caulfield now. And look at the pass he made to Toffoli on the series winner in overtime. What a pass that was, right from the boards. Just great vision, seeing the ice extremely well. And then, of course, you got a blue line that, say what you will about Weber during the regular season where he was injured and he made turnovers with the puck. He played better. Edmondson, Petrie was good. Petrie will have to watch his status moving forward, though. They need him against a Vegas or Colorado. We'll see if he's 100% ready to go for that. They're hoping Montreal to have Petrie back early in that series. Edmondson's been good. Sherratt, my Hamilton kid, Ben Sherratt's been excellent in that series as well. And Price in net's been terrific. So they actually have a nice playoff roster, a roster built to win at this time of year. So it's, when you actually think about it, it's not quite as shocking that they're having success.
Ian, I gotta ask you, Toronto has to move one of these defensemen to Seattle that have the no move clause, right? They have 4 defensemen with a no move clause, and they have 2 other forwards that are still going to be on the books with it. And being a Hawks fan, I've seen it so many times.
It's a cap nightmare. I
Forced
don't know
trades.
what the hell
I know.
Dubas is going to do.
Like, I think I don't know if they want to get rid of Marner, but I think why not? If you could get that first rounder from Seattle for Mitch Marner, you think they'd be willing to trade the 2nd overall?
Yeah. Oh boy.
I mean, they could send a big haul, and you could get. You don't have to pay that 2nd overall, whoever they draft. Big money for 3 years.
Hey, if you're Seattle, you got to have regular season success right before you even have playoff success, and Mitch Marner can give you that. Mitch Marner can give you that regular season success. Playoffs, forget it. But
because
hey, they got to
got
get
into
there.
a conversation with a Leafs fan in February, and I was like, they're going to be in cap hell with all these no move clauses, and I think long term Montreal is going to be the better team through the Atlantic Division out of the Canadian teams. Maybe Ottawa eventually, because they got a sick roster coming up, but. I mean, Montreal built it right, and I think Dubas went a little too crazy with the contracts, and it's going to backfire quickly.
Yeah, people said he was either he was overly generous or these vulture player agents, these guys, Marner, Matthews, Nylander, they were just like vultures and hawks, just, and just circling the carcass, which is Dubas, and say, we can just take this guy to the cleaners and we can get, 8 million or 10 million, 11 million, even cap hits for you guys, Marner and Matthews. And that's exactly what they got from him.
And funny
sadly,
because
it's not just Dubas.
I was saying to
I'm
this
hearing
guy on Twitter how I had seen it with the Hawks, and he's like, oh, well, those guys won and they deserve to get paid. I was like, so why the hell did Dubas pay 3 guys over 10 million that haven't won a damn playoff round?
Well, and I love the comparisons too that some Leaf fans make. Well, that's okay. Washington was, with Ovechkin, they really struggled and they couldn't get over the hump for the first 5-6 years. Yeah, but they won a series or 2.
Yeah,
Ovechkin and the Capitals. That's why I
Same
always
with
say
St. Louis.
they first round every now and then.
St. Louis couldn't get past the first round, and then they did, and then they got to the conference final, and then they went to the Stanley Cup final. So
Hey, Ian, if Colorado meets their demise, how much of this do you put at the feet of Bednar?
I put a little blame on him. I mean, why on earth did he split up the top line in the last game? That was a panic move. Those are guys that they're together because their chemistry on the ice is off the charts. It's been that way all season.
Good gloves.
And now in one of the most important games of the year, you're all of a sudden, and that was a great save, by the way. Yeah, left glove of Grubauer on Karlsson. This is the best playoff game of the entire playoffs for Karlsson, and he's not had the year that he had last year or 2 years ago for this team, but he's had a good game tonight. Really good game. But getting back to your point, Bednar deserves blame for that. Bednar's going to take a little heat this time around because if they go out 3rd straight year in the 2nd round, it's going to be tough. I don't think they're going to. You can't fire a coach that just won the President's Trophy. But what you can do is now 3 years in a row not making the 2nd round. You can certainly put a lot more heat on him next year if you're Joe Sakic. And I think you're at the point next year that, if things go south again early in the playoffs for Colorado, they will make a change.
I wanted to jump in on talking about the cap hit and Dubas and stuff. It's not just Toronto. Like a lot of players are getting greedy, even in this COVID situation. But I'm hearing bad things with Kaprizov, and that he may not sign an 8-year deal. He may try to get a 5-year deal, like Matthews and Marner did. Or Marner 6 years, but Matthews got a 5-year deal.
Less term and a whole lot more money, which is not the way you want to go about things for building a core that can stay together, that can compete for like 6 to 7 years and win a Stanley Cup in 6 to 7 years straight. Tampa Bay is the team that's just been, just geniuses. And it's not so much that they got everybody to take a little bit less. They did in some aspects, but they just put everybody on long-term injury list, the guys that they had severely out for a long time. And when they do that and they bring them back off the injured list, their cap hit doesn't count. So they got all these guys on the team, and they can add at the deadline. And they don't have to worry about going over the cap because the players on the roster that were out long term during the season are not counting toward this season's cap. So that's why they were able to basically add guys at the deadline like Savard and people that
I
they
was
did.
gonna mention that Savard's a guy that they should maybe try to go after if they could swap a guy out, because I know he's a free agent. Maybe trade for a pick and then acquire Savard, because they need size back there. They have too many offensive-minded defensemen, if you ask me.
Absolutely. All right, we got a new face joining us. Kevin Klopek joining us. He actually sent an email to me requesting his presence on the Betcast. Welcome in, Kevin.
Hey, boys. How's it going? Can
Good.
you hear me okay?
How's it going, Kevin?
Good. Big fan, guys. Great to see everybody. Yeah, the email. Actually, to be totally honest, I've had a Twitter account for a while, but I've never done a DM before. I've never sent a message, so I honestly couldn't figure out. I couldn't tell if I was tweeting at you or if I was sending you a message. And then I saw your email, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go old school here and just shoot him an email. See how that works.
No problem. Yeah, that's why it's there. Thanks, Kevin, because I like being one of those people. If you don't, use the Twitter DM, you got the email address. I put it up on my Twitter handle on the main profile part, and that way people know to get a hold of me with the email address. But how much of this game have you seen, Kevin? You said you were working. I know in the email tonight a little bit. How much have you gotten to see of this game?
I just got in for just the very end of the second period. I hopped on and just started listening to you guys. I actually was trying to listen on my drive home, but my service wasn't great. So been enjoying the content so far. I basically jumped in when it was 3-3. I have Vegas right now. I had Vegas money line coming in, and I decided to take them puck line when it was 3-3 because it was plus 330. Yep. So plus 330, jumped on that, and now and I saw the quick 4-3, and now I'm feeling pretty good, but I don't know, man. It seems like it's been pretty back and forth, no?
I agree. I think that there's definitely some truth to that. I'm going to take a bold shot here with Nathan MacKinnon 10-1 to score the next goal. Not a goal, the next goal. So not only has it got to be a Colorado goal, it's got to be him scoring it. And that scrum he had at the end, he's already had a couple good shifts here in the third period. I'm going to sprinkle on that just a little. Nate MacKinnon plus 1,000, 10-1. Next goal, the 8th goal of the game.
Well, if anyone's going to be taking this personally, it's going to be him. So he's going to be going for broke. I like that play.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's a live bet, degenerate type of bet. It's not something you want to put like $1,000 on it. But
Kevin, where are you tuning in from?
I live in LA. I live in Venice Beach, so I'm in Venice right now. Just got back from work. That's why we still got the sun's just going down right now. It's been setting pretty.
So you're a hometown fan, or are you a Vegas guy?
Late these days.
Oh, Kevin's frozen. We'll get him back, I think, in just a second. But it's all right. We'll get him back in here in just a little bit. We've had a lot of people that have had connection issues, Wi-Fi issues. I don't know what it is. Lately, I feel like it's been tough for a lot of people trying to get consistent internet. Like I've had issues even, going back several months ago. I would always cut out every now and then. What drink did you get, Jarek?
Water.
Oh, okay. I forget. Yeah.
I'm
how young you are, to be honest with you. I do.
I
because
know.
You know your shit. You sound like your knowledge, is greater than your age.
Cheers, guys.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, cheers. Here we go. Yeah, cheers with your water. There you go.
Yeah,
That's all
cheers
right.
with your water.
Something. Yeah, something to cheers with. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can't tell you. Like, I watch hockey every single day of my life. Even if I'm out with friends, I'm always like somehow watching NHL TV on my phone and whatnot if I get a moment. In high school, I'd be making DraftKings DFS lineups and editing my ESPN lineups. And, probably not the best time to do that, but.
No, I'm impressed, Jarek. You speak well. You got good knowledge. You know what you're talking about. You got a future. You got a future doing what I'm doing right now. I really believe that.
Thank you. Appreciate that a lot. And I never really thought I'd do this, and I still want to play, but yeah, I'll do whatever I get paid to do if I can talk sports for a living. So it makes me happy and keeps me motivated. So
It's a passion. You enjoy it. It's hard work. It's very not stressful, but it's you're never guaranteed to make money every day when you're doing it.
Exactly. You got to know you're going to lose.
Yeah, you got to be prepared for long-term gain and sometimes short-term pain when you're doing that every day, especially when you're multiple sports. And I'm involved in all four, and sometimes there's some years I think I got to scale back, trim some of the fat. Cut out one of the sports, and it's all talk, never any action. I never change. What a stop by Fleury. Rebound!
Whoa.
Oh, he put it wide. What a chance that was for Nichushkin. Right at the side of the net. And it's still 4-3 Vegas.
Ian scared me because I'm like 15 seconds behind somehow. They're getting ready for the face-off. Ian starts calling. Like,
I like doing that, the impromptu play-by-play there.
You gotta do it. That's what I always do when I'm sitting there watching. I'm always like recording on Snapchat to save and see if it sounds good. My phone's falling.
Outstanding. And again, he made the shooter make the first move. Fleury didn't make the first move on that. Look, there's the first shot, and then it comes back to Nichushkin. He just stood up, and just spread out the pads and stopped the rebound too. Just incredible goaltending by Fleury on that. Those two chances by Nichushkin, and it's still 4-3. So, Kevin, what kind of hockey fan are you, and how long have you been watching the sport?
So I grew up in Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts originally, a little town called Medfield, about 25 minutes outside of Boston, and grew up playing. My dad played, and my uncles and my cousins and stuff. So always played throughout high school, and then I wasn't very good, but played and had fun, and didn't play in college or anything. Played a little club. But besides that, just been watching, my whole life. Grew up a Bruins fan. First game I ever went to, Cam Neely got a hat trick. I remember that. I remember being very confused by the whole hat trick thing. It was, if you have no idea what it is going in, it's quite something. But it was awesome seeing Cam get that done, and kind of been hooked ever since. So I've been out and living in Los Angeles for the last 10 years, and been following the Kings a little bit, not as much as you'd think, because I was more into the Bruins, and then I've been more into it the last few years, kind of since the Knights came out. What was it, 3 years ago? I've just been following them because it fits more into my schedule, to be totally honest, because I don't usually get home till 7:30, and most of the East Coast games are all done by then.
Vegas and LA and San Jose and Anaheim. Yeah. Usually at that time of night. So you're a Bruin fan because that's where you're from, Massachusetts originally, but you've adopted LA kind of like your second team, the Kings.
Totally. I'm okay with that. And I always think it's weird when people are like totally against not being able to root for another team. I've been, like I said, been here for 10 years. For a few years, I lived downtown, just walking distance from the Staples Center, when you can get tickets, for real cheap, $12 just to walk in the building and check out the game. So I would go to games all the time. It's impossible not to be a fan,
That's funny. You got tickets for $12. I went to Dodger Stadium and got a Dodger dog for like 18.
Oh, no way.
That's crazy. What a pass! Man. Missed the goal.
Expensive.
Holy mackerel! Missed the shot. Missed the net with that shot. I believe that was Makar there. Ooh. Oh my gosh, what a spot he was in.
Yeah, you guys are just a second ahead of me. I'm on cable too. I thought I would be doing okay, but I guess California cable, not perfect.
Everybody's on different levels in terms of where their feed's at. It's crazy.
No.
But unbelievable third period, unbelievable hockey game, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. This has been a thrill from the very beginning. It's been a shit show of a game from the very beginning, like just nonstop. There's something going on. It's a high event, high chance game. Yeah, this was Makar, and just look. He just missed. Yep, that's what I thought. Missed. Good eye there for me. Yep, totally missed the net on that shot. Yep.
Wow.
Jared, my move for tickets is I always wait until after puck drop, or if I'm going to a basketball game after it tips off. If you know you're going and you live right in the area, then you just wait until 5 minutes into the game and the tickets are all just nothing, dirt cheap.
Smart. Yeah, no, I was there in 2018. I saw the Cubs play. I was visiting my sister out there, and they hit two grand slams in the series. Won 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4, and I went to the one game they lost.
Oh, of course.
No.
So,
That's how it
love
works.
that. And then they went home and
Missed
played
all
the
the
Twins
fun.
and hit like 2 more grand slams. Yeah, all the fun. Contreras homered, so that was nice.
Yeah. That lineup's I'm going to be brief with the baseball talk, but that lineup's been overrated the last few years, and they haven't really hit consistently as much as I think
By
they
the
should.
time August ends, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Cubs lineup, yeah. So 4-3 Vegas with 11:45 to go. They've had some good chance. I mean, 2 unbelievable stops by Fleury on Nichushkin. A great prime scoring area for Makar, walking in from the point, stepping right into the shot, and couldn't hit the net. But Colorado's doing the right things. You know, they're pressing. They're getting opportunities. They just got to find a way to bury one. But Vegas counter just now. A little shovel, scoop shot backhander stopped and turned aside by Grubauer.
Ian, what do you have on your clock? About 10 on the game clock?
Oh, and the third period clock, 11:05 right now. Yep.
Okay. I'm about
Pass over. Great stop by Fleury. Got a piece of that.
Oh,
Puck clear to the line and out by the Golden Knights. We'll do a little play-by-play as we get to the more penultimate moments of the game here.
I love it, Ian.
Yeah,
Give it to
Ian,
me.
play-by-play out of the blue. Because I actually had ambitions to be play-by-play in elementary school way back when. I didn't quite get to that level, but close. I'm doing sports talk and sports betting talk, so I'm in the ballpark.
I got some Canadian whiskey in honor of you, Ian. You're up in Canada, right?
That's right. Yep.
All right, perfect. I thought it would be a perfect drink for tonight.
What do you have? A little Canadian club?
No, I've got Seagram's. I've got Seagram's VO, I think it's called. But yeah, Canada club, not bad too. Canadian club.
Canadian club's good. Yeah. 40 Creek. 40 Creek's really good here as well. A whiskey brand. Yeah. 40 Creek's probably my favorite one, actually.
Ian, is Seagram's the family that used to own Montreal, or no?
I think they had a connection to the team, Seagram's. They did back. I don't know if they had the full owner. Obviously, Jeff Molson is the owner of the Canadians now, Molson Brewery. So he's a happy guy right now with Montreal going to the semifinals. Obviously, if Vegas holds on and wins this game tonight, wins this series, it sets up Max Pacioretty against his old team. So
I was telling my friend about that,
Yeah. That's going to be one of the big stories. And he'll get his ass booed every time they play in Montreal.
Tatar, too. Tatar's in the lineup, is he not?
Oh, is he back in, or is he still scratched?
Well, he was scratched. I don't know if he'll get back in. They got a nice winning lineup going without him. He wasn't doing anything. I'd keep him out, to be honest. Yeah.
Do you guys think Carey Price can keep this going? Sorry to interject there. I keep saying to myself, I think Carey Price might steal them a Stanley Cup if he can keep this up. I'm
in 2014 they might have. I mean, why not now?
Every game I see.
No, I think it's doubtful, but I wouldn't say like impossible or no. It's definitely not going to happen.
Every time the Leafs and Habs have met in the playoffs, the winners won the cup. Just saying.
He's got
the long shot, but
he's got plenty of time to recover. Kevin, he is playing at his top. He couldn't be playing any better, and I think he knows this is coming towards the end of his prime. Like, if he's going to go for it, it's got to be this year. He really does. He's long overdue for proving himself to be the goalie of his generation by backing it up with at least the Stanley Cup loss.
Yeah. There are some goalies, Kevin, that have basically said that I'm a regular season goalie, and I think Carey Price we're finding out that he has a level he plays at in the regular season. Maybe he's just not going through the motions, but he flips it to another gear at playoff time. He's now done that 2 years. He did that in the bubble last year when they beat Pittsburgh, and then they lost. I know they lost to Philly in the round after that, but he played great in that series too. It was not because of Carey Price that they lost. He was excellent, and he didn't look great in the regular season. Same with this year. He didn't look great or consistent in the regular season, and now in the playoffs, he's flipped the script, and he's been, stellar in that. He's just got that ability to just turn it on at this time of year, playoff time, the
part
big
of
games.
part of the reason I started not to back Montreal is because I was like, oh, maybe this goalie coach isn't going to work, because they weren't really winning games down the stretch before the playoffs started, and now here they are playing how I thought they would, and I don't have the gonads to back them.
All right, I'm eyeing adding on to the third period over that I've already bet, because it's getting to plus 200, and that's an insane price for a third period over with what could still happen. Empty net goals, and wow, tip by Colorado just wide of the net. We're inside. We're past the halfway mark of the third period here. Still 4-3 Vegas, so it is all hands on deck right now for Colorado these last 10 minutes or so.
Still just 18
by the way,
shots.
Nate Dogg 420. You asked for the video stream to join the stream. I sent it like an hour ago. So check it if you want to join us. Yeah. I sent it to you an hour ago. So there you go. Nate Dogg 420. Yeah. I've hung with Nate Dogg 420 before at a bar that him, me, and someone else from the area, Hamilton area, because that's where he's from. We got kicked out for being there too long.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
It just said, you've been here too long. You've had a lot to drink. It's time to go. It was that kind of deal. I didn't appreciate that one bit. We weren't causing issues. We were still, we had our wits about us, and they just said, no, you got to go. So bad job by freaking, what was that place, man? Oh, I'm trying to remember. See, it was such a place that I had a feeling I have such disdain for. It was in Burlington. It was, and it's at.
That explains it.
Yeah,
I grew up in Burlington, so
yeah. Burlington's become like a mini Toronto. Like, it's a huge now. It's just exploded in terms of population size, in terms of the commercial and residential development. It's just insane.
Give us
How's that Courvoisier going? How we feel? I haven't seen that Courvoisier out yet. Have you been into that yet or no?
I think it was mostly for decoration.
Oh, okay. Save it for a rainy day. Yeah.
Terry, once I can survive Friday workday, I'm good to go tomorrow night. But I'm gonna play it safe tonight.
Scored.
Yeah.
Yes, baby.
It was tipped in front.
Who was it?
Oh, let's go, boys.
I have the Vegas puck line.
5-3.
Carrier?
The Vegas puck line.
Yeah, Carrier.
Let's go.
William Carrier.
All right, let's go. Give us a empty netter to cash this bet. I kind of want Colorado to get one still, though.
Woo.
We need Colorado to get one still. I think they will.
At the nick of time with +2.
He'll still pull the goalie.
I get it in. I just locked it in like second when I was about to mention it. The goal went in. Holy shit! Did I shitty timing with both teams to score 3 goals? Bad timing. I missed my chance. I was literally 5 seconds from missing my chance here. I just locked in that over 1.5 third period +200. Holy shit! And now it's golden now because Colorado's down by 2, so they got to pull the goalie early, like extremely early. We're sitting in such a good spot. The over 5.5 team total for the Golden Knights as well. Melissa took Vegas -0.5 goal, -0.5 puck, third period. That's now winning at the moment.
6-4 final. I'm happy, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go correct score. Let's go even more.
That sounds so good.
Correct score. I can still bet it.
7-5.
Penalty Colorado. 6. I'm definitely betting 6-3.
I might look at Vegas -2.5.
Yeah, my stuff's locked at the moment. I can't do anything because of the delay penalty, obviously.
All right, that shot broke his stick and then trickled to Carrier.
There's the penalty call.
What's Vegas to score next? Looking at it's probably not good.
Right now, -114, but that'll definitely change.
Boy, who would have had third period props on Carrier and Colasar, or second period and third period props on those two guys? No one.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. This is one of those games where, especially for Vegas, Nick Holden and William Carrier, even Pietrangelo, not many would have bet him to score.
What is he doing down below the circles?
-105 for
-110.
Vegas.
I'm going to go
-110.
Vegas 7-3.
Minus
plus 500.
165.
I think
now.
7-3 is. I think 7-3 is a live final score.
7 is a lucky number.
Yep.
Ooh.
I'd
I'm
rather
taking
take a
Vegas
shot.
minus 2.5.
Yeah, I'd rather take a shot with Vegas 7-3 than plus 190, which is not a great price on 6-3.
Might look at a prop on Stone. Stone will be out on the ice just for defensive purposes a lot. Maybe he gets an empty netter.
That's true. He's a defensive guy. That's, you know what?
Oh,
Anytime
man,
we'll go anytime goal scorer with Stone is plus 500. I'm going to bet that. Plus 500 Stone.
How do we feel about over 9.5 plus 195?
Yeah, I'm tempted by
Yep.
that still too. Yep.
I don't see why not.
I've already
Yeah,
got
let's
the
do it.
8.5.
I like it. Let me tweet that
And
one
the-
out real quick.
I predicted this period to get a little messy. I would
Yep.
go for it.
I'll put a little bit.
If they make
more
it
too.
6-3 here, you're
Ooh.
looking great with over 9.5 because they'll still pull the goalie down 3. They have to. They have
Yeah, I
to.
jumped on
It's
it.
over.
Elimination game.
That's
They
215.
lose. Yep. Here's a chance for
Colorado-
Vegas. Shot. Miss the net. And it comes all. That's the problem when you miss the
Ooh.
net on the far side. It comes all the way back down the ice, and when you're on the power play, and it kills a lot of time. Go Habs, says Craig Brack. Looks like you're 6 minutes away from knowing who your opponent's going to be. This surging Vegas team. Well, that's a hell of a series. I'm telling you, Montreal and Vegas. If it ends up being that.
It really is.
Hey, was Pacioretty on a team between Montreal and Vegas? Who was he with?
Yeah, Pacioretty
Nope.
was with Montreal. It's now he'd be facing his former team.
Did he go somewhere before he went to Vegas?
No.
Mm-mm.
Look out! Here's a break. Colorado misplay by
Uh-oh.
Pietrangelo. Stop by Fleury. Great
Thank
save
you, Murray.
on a short-handed rush.
If I'm not mistaken, that Pacioretty trade ended up going down after Aaron Rodgers made that comeback week 1 against the Bears. I think
Yes.
that was the night that all happened.
Great effort by
No.
Cale Makar. Outstanding effort. That's the effort you need when you're down 2 with 5 minutes left in your season.
When do you
That's
think
right.
Colorado
Finally.
pulls the goalie?
Oh, they will
4
pull him.
minutes?
3
See?
minutes, I'd say. If they
I'd
have
pull
that
possession,
shit.
2.5 at the latest.
If I were a coach, I'd be 4 minutes down by 2. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
going to lose anyway. Give my team as much time as possible to at least get to 5-4.
So is Patrick Waugh still there? He'd be gone by now.
The place is going off, by the way. The place is going bonkers at T-Mobile. Like, I have the volume at 2 on this
Yeah, mine's not allowed
set in
either.
front of me, and I can still hear the crowd.
Hey, Craig, I'll give the Habs a chance, man. I think the Habs have a fighting chance against Vegas. That's what it ends up being.
If the price of Montreal, like if Vegas is like minus 300, which I think they might be in the series, because I know Colorado would have been that price, and Vegas will be close to that, I'll have some Montreal bet in the series in my pocket. Something.
I'll even do like plus 1.5, plus 2.5 if it's a decent price.
Yep.
I could definitely see 6 games.
All right, getting close to the 4-minute mark here. I think you're going to see some just tremendous skating on the Colorado team. I don't know if they're going to pot one, but I'm going to just watch them skate. I think they're going to be flying.
Yes.
And that President's Trophy might come back to haunt them.
Yeah, I mean, what did I say earlier today? The
Works
President's
out in
Trophy.
01.
Is it a gift and the curse? It's only the curse right now. I don't see any gifts being given lately to teams that win the President's Trophy. No Stanley Cup gifts anyway.
Blackhawks, baby. Last team to do it.
Yep.
Last team to do it. And I guess we had the benefit of a shortened season, but hey, so did Colorado here too.
Yeah.
You know what? They're just not there yet. They don't have that veteran feel yet.
I just think they're a
they-
different defenseman away. I think that's it for me. Like, I like Savard. I don't think they could get Dougie Hamilton. That's way too big of a price for what they have. I think they just need one big right-handed shot.
Yeah, they do
They got
need
a
that.
ton of lefties. And Eric
Yeah.
Johnson's not healthy, but I don't know how good he would be when he comes back.
Who would be more affordable, Hamilton or Jones?
I mean, Jones makes sense considering his dad played for the Nuggets, right? Go over to Colorado.
Yeah, Popeye Jones. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think Colorado can afford either. Unless they think Jost or Newhook could take the next jump to be a second line center and they could get rid of Kadri, especially since he's been so stupid every time he's gotten to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
Kadri have a big ticket? What is he making?
Let
About
me look.
5?
By the way, let's mention, Terry in the chat saying would love to have more Ice Guys fans in the fantasy leagues. If you're into fantasy leagues, go talk to Terry. He's got these leagues coming up, so by all means, get involved. Help him out.
Ian, how are you feeling? All right.
Kadri's making 4.5 through 2023. So it's not a
That's
bad
pretty good
contract.
price for a guy that can do what he does.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
score a bit, wins face-offs, power play, penalty kill, 5-on-5, involved in all situations. To get him at that kind of ticket is good.
If he was around $6 million, I'd say that'd be not a bad guy to try and trade. But yeah, I think you got to keep him at 4.5.
Yeah.
He's so damn good when he's not being stupid.
Yeah, he's not.
He's not getting suspended and losing his mind on the ice. He's a good player. He's a useful player, and they miss him in a night like this. They really do. And he's not even going to get a chance to return either, because unless there's a miracle comeback here, it's looking like the end of the road boys to men style for Colorado here.
Ian, I love when you make 90s references.
I know. Yeah.
Some of your
I do it
best
too
work.
much though. That's the problem. Yeah.
Hey, Jarek, do you know how much do the Hawks have money to play around with for this coming year?
Well, let's take a look, because I got kept friendly up right now for purposes like
They
this.
should have quite a bit.
It's a portion of Seabrook and a portion of Shaw's come off and come open.
I mean, I would think so. I don't know if I want them to trade those contracts again, considering we've given up pieces in that process. Like Hinostroza, we've obviously reacquired him. That kind of stunk. Gave up some
Empty
picks.
net for Colorado. So here we go. He's
Yeah,
pulling goalie with
3:20.
3.5 left.
All right, Ian, do play-by-play soon, because I'm behind.
Did you take over 9.5?
Score!
Ian?
There it is. The empty net. It's
Vegas
Pacioretty.
minus 2.5.
Max
Let's go.
Pacioretty
Yes,
for the
Pacioretty.
empty net, and it's
Yes.
6-3 Vegas. And there's the
Yeah.
Pacioretty goal score prop for me, for Alex, for a bunch of people.
Me too, Ian. I jumped
Winner
on
on that over 5.5.
5.5 cashes.
Did you take over
per period.
9.5?
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I jumped on over 9.5 too.
There you go.
But we still
Yeah, no
need
Vegas
problem.
minus
one more
2.5.
for that. I think we'll get it.
No problem with this third period over tonight.
I still want
man.
that both teams to score.
Easy.
Come on, Colorado.
Yep. Now the 9.5. Does he pull the goalie again here? Because we took 9.5. I did. I jumped on that
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
275 over 9.5. Yeah. And I've got 7-3 at plus 500 final score.
Oh, Ian.
7-3 for Vegas. Yeah.
Hopefully Stone.
Come
Stone
on.
scores. I'm hoping
Let's go.
Stone. Come on, Stone. That'll cash both my goal scoring props.
Yeah, the empty net, still the empty net. Yep, here we go. We got a shot at this 7-3.
Oh, beauty. Come on, pass it to Stone.
All right, here we go in the zone. Vegas, a clear. Back down the ice. Colorado will have to regroup. 6-3 Golden Knights. 2 minutes and 40 seconds away from a date with the Canadien in the semifinals. Yeah.
Oh,
Let
Fleury.
have a cunt.
Ah, he was trying to score there.
Vegas almost had a shot at it. Cleared to the line. Not out. Colorado holds it in.
Fleury wants
Pitchforked
to
out of
go.
the zone by the Knights. Back to center. 2:20 to go. Colorado trying to get it back in the zone. Can't do it. Carlson. Empty net. Blocked. Colorado back the other way. We're sitting on over 9.5. Jarek and I,
Come on.
7-3 correct score prop with Vegas. So
I
it still
hope you
seems
get
to be
that,
determined.
If we can't
2
get
minutes.
both teams to score in the third, I hope you get this exact score.
Come on, Vegas. Come on.
Here's Stone, behind the
Come
empty
on,
net.
Stone, please.
Will there
Come
be
on,
no?
Stone.
They're just going to try to rag.
Ah.
That's the problem.
It's
They know
okay.
they're up 3. Rag the puck.
Stay on the ice, Stone.
Will there be enough urgency to pot an empty net goal? I'm not sure. And you saw that there. They're just trying to rag the puck, kill time. There's still time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
there's still
gonna-
so much time.
They're going to show some class and not make it a rout.
Colorado now finally has some zone time here for the first time, really, since they pulled the goalie the second time. There's a shot. Stop by Fleury. Rebound put wide by Nichushkin on the rebound. Clear to the corner. Vegas.
Come on, Vegas.
Clear the
Come on.
zone. Pacioretty to the line.
Oh, yeah, they're not even trying to
thought the
shoot.
play was going to get blown dead there. Minute 10 to go. Cleared up and down the ice, icing Vegas. 1:06 to go.
You think Colorado uses a timeout for the hell of it?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if they will. Down by 3 with 1:05 to go. They're probably not. We're done. It's over. Disappointing for Colorado.
Not a chance.
Very
Not a
disappointing.
chance.
This is, and we said this on the Ice Guys show. I think it was yesterday when Jimmy and I were on. It's going to be a delicate balance, saying, "Oh, this is a failure. What a bunch of losers. What a bunch of underachievers." Yeah, but this gauntlet, you're playing basically a team that's good enough to win the Stanley Cup in this round. Both sides. It's just a very tough opponent for a second round series, and it's just because that's the way the divisions aligned this year. Unfortunately, these two teams were stuck with a bear and a beast of a matchup in this round, and someone was going to pay the price.
Did Bowen Byram get a taste of playoff hockey, or was he hurt?
He was hurt, but I think because he'd been hurt and banged up for so long, they were hesitant to put him in. And I'm going to have to take a look actually to see if he was even available, because he's been really banged up most of the second half. And if he's healthy enough to play, I am stunned he wouldn't get a look, to be honest with you. Because I think that guy's going to be an incredible force on their blue line for a very long time.
I don't know if I should be
I'm a
disappointed the
Byram
Hawks
fan.
took Doc over him. I wanted Byram in the worst way.
Yeah.
Come on.
Alex
come on,
Duck,
give
can
us
he shoot
something.
for the empty
Come on,
net?
Doc. Come on.
Out of play, yeah.
Hey Terry, what do you take shots of when you're drinking?
I like Sky vodka.
Oh, okay, right on.
No, I like vodka.
I always respect
I-
that you're taking shots.
Thanks.
Oh, he
Yeah,
was
I
active
don't mess
from
with
injured
that.
reserve a couple weeks ago, Bo Byram. So he's really just been a healthy scratch. Yeah, he hasn't displaced. He hasn't displayed. That I have to call out Jared Bednar for. He has not replaced Patrick Nemeth in particular on this blue line, because he's the one that's made some mistakes and miscues with the puck and didn't give Bo Byram a single chance to play a playoff game. That's disappointing. What a save by Fleury. And then a bunch of Golden Knights blocked the shot in front of Fleury just
Come
now
on.
to keep it out. That might kill the over 9.5.
Yeah.
Colorado, another
kidding.
chance.
Oh.
Flipped in front. There's a shot blocked. Scramble in front of Fleury. Nobody could get to it. 10 seconds to go. It's probably going to end 6-3. Colorado, one more shot. Deflected. And it goes wide. And time's going to run out. 2 seconds. Colorado, one last chance. Another shot. Deflected wide. It's over.
Wow.
It will end 6-3.
Goodbye, Avalanche.
Damn it.
Sorry, that wouldn't have been a
Yeah,
series,
sure.
but so
That would have been
Right.
just an absolute monster profit, night of profits had that 7-3 come to fruition and the over 9.5.
right.
But
Well, I would think the house in Vegas did pretty well tonight with all those futures bets on Colorado this year.
in that regard, they did well. And the other regard, they got slaughtered tonight, because you know how many locals bet Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Golden Knights probably tonight in this individual game, to close out the series at home. They probably ended up losing money, because I think the futures money on Colorado was probably, believe it or not, outweighed by the locals flocking into their
Really?
sports book and on the strip or in downtown, taking Vegas to win the game tonight. Obviously,
No kidding.
yep. But Vegas, well earned, well deserved series. Colorado just jumped on Vegas in game one in that brutal spot for Vegas when they had just come off the 7-game series against Terry's Minnesota Wild. And Colorado pounced on them in that first game in the altitude as well. It was just that brutal spot for Vegas, and they melted in that spot. And after that, though, Colorado had a good first period in game 2, and then after that, nothing. Vegas took control from that point on. They had a good first 2 periods, blew the lead, couldn't hold it. Tonight they had a good start, really good second period, but then the game went on and Vegas got stronger. Vegas had a great third period.
Well, congratulations to Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. Alan Trimble in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night. And Cheshire Cat, sorry you couldn't join us in the stream tonight, but good night. Thanks for joining us in the chat. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up in about 5 minutes from now.
Good night, guys.
Want to see the handshakes here. But great game. I mean, just an incredible hockey game tonight.
Best tradition in all of sports, as my dad always says, the handshake line.
Oh, it sure is, yeah.
He always calls me when handshake lines are going on to flip it on. Hey, you watching this? I got the handshakes.
Jarek, it says that you need to connect your mic and camera before you can be added to the stream. So, close down your browser, come back in if you want to. If not, we're going to be signing off anyway in 5 minutes. But Jarek, thanks again for joining us on the stream. We appreciate it. You can join us if you're going to be back in a couple minutes. So just to say a few goodbyes because we'll be doing that. What are your guys' thoughts, overall on this series now that it's over? Vegas 6-3 winners in Game 6 tonight. They win the series in 6, 4-2, and now it will set up a matchup between them and the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup semifinals. In what should be a very, very fascinating series. You got two great goalies playing at the top of their game right now, Price and Fleury. You've got Max Pacioretty against his old team. Storylines galore coming up. Canadiens and Golden Knights in the semifinals. But final thoughts on this series. How are we feeling? Who we finally see and get to talk to for the first time. We'll start with you. What did you think of this series?
Final thoughts on this series. This was really the cream of the crop of the league, I thought. And too bad that these two teams had to meet so early in the playoffs. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Colorado was the favorite. Everybody was pretty much riding their coattails. But just not enough of that secret ingredient, be it veteran presence or that je ne sais quoi, who knows what. But they're missing something. On the other hand, Vegas knows the taste of what it's like to lose. They've added those veteran pieces. They've got the horses. I think Vegas is just as good as anyone to compete with Tampa going forward.
Yeah, I mean, this cream of the crop is right. It's not a stretch when there's people and pundits out there saying this was like a Stanley Cup final in the second round. These are two of the top 3 teams in points in the NHL this season, Vegas and Colorado, and it was going to be a shame that one of them had to be ousted in the second round before the semifinals. But it's what happens sometimes in a year where you have that West Division was a beast. I mean, you put Minnesota, even Terry's wild, in the North, or you put them in the East even, and you'd have to see how things would go for them. But it was just a very, very tough division. Props to Vegas, and yeah, Colorado's got some questions. How would the series change if Kadri was playing? He'd help. I don't know if he would have been enough to push it over the top, though. That's the question. He definitely would have helped. They would have been a better chance to win the series had he played. I don't want to say they win the series because if he plays, though, either. I want to stop short of saying that because Vegas was just terrific defensively, goaltending, and they seem to score those little tip-in and tough goals right in front, like Carrier's goal tonight. They did more of that than Colorado did. Terry, we'll go to you. What did you think of this series here?
It was a good one. I'm happy that Vegas won, surprisingly. Now I'm cheering for Montreal to beat Vegas in the next series. I never, ever thought I'd cheer for Montreal in my life, but hey, a Montreal Islanders Stanley Cup, I'm pretty sure not many brackets had the Islanders in Montreal as a Stanley Cup.
Tampa Bay Vegas is going to dominate people's predictions for this next round.
For sure.
For sure. That's the chalk.
For sure, yeah.
I'm going to say someone gets upset. Someone gets upset in this next round. I'm going to say it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see who.
Oh, it's so hard to think who.
Well, Barry Trotz is the best coach in the league.
Yeah.
Bet on
and there it is. It's official. Sunday afternoon, 3:00 is Game 1 of the Islanders Lightning semifinal. Sunday afternoon, Game 1, 3:00. Montreal Vegas Game 1 Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. So there you go. Sunday and Monday start for the semifinal round.
Not bad.
Late start for the Habs fans out east. Gotta wait till 9
also means
o'clock
you
for
have 2
your
days
Final
off.
Four.
Actually, no. What we'll do is go Saturday. We'll do like a series preview show Saturday. I don't know what we'll do. You know what? We might do series preview and game 1 on Saturday for the Islanders Lightning. Take Sunday. I'd rather take Sunday off than Saturday off. That's probably what we'll do. Sunday will be the No Ice Guys show. We won't have one on Sunday. We'll do a show Saturday. We'll do one with Jimmy tomorrow, and we'll be off Sunday. That's the way we'll do it.
Tomorrow's the burn in effigy, the Boston uniform. The funeral.
Yeah, I think Jimmy said he had stomach pains. I know he had Bruins depression pains, I think is what it was. He can say all he wants. He covers the team. He wants them to do well deep down inside. And I know he was kind of upset with the way that game and series ended last night for the Bruins. He can deny it, but it's true, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy. You know I'm right.
If I'm any team in the league, I'm asking what's the price on DeBrusk. I think he's a prototypical top third line player in the league. I'd love to have him in Chicago.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think a lot of teams would like to have him. That's for sure. No question. Kevin, thank you for joining us tonight. It was great. You could pop in and join the Betcast in the third period. Give us your impressions of what we saw tonight.
Yeah, thanks again, guys. I've been watching these for a while, and I've always enjoyed them. So always been a big fan, especially of all your work, Ian. I follow the baseball show occasionally, too, when I have time. But yeah, tonight and overall the series, going into the series, discussing it with my buds, I just had this feeling that the Avalanche were a year away. I don't know. Sometimes you get that feeling with the team like they're just missing something, and I'm not sure what it is, but it just seemed like they were a year away. I don't know if it's that maybe I think they're too young, like in my head, but I loved the series. I loved, who I loved was Landeskog. Am I pronouncing his name correctly? He was fun to watch. He was, I love seeing the captain step up. Especially physically, I always think that's awesome. Him and Stone actually kind of got into it a couple times, which I loved. And I'm also a big Fleury fan. I just love Fleury. I love rooting for him. I love watching him play, and he's exciting. In terms of his style of play, he's always rolling around and flipping, and compared to some other guys that are a little bit more stiff and just kind of doing these little movements. Either way. I love tonight. I mean, I ended up winning too, which doesn't always happen. I'd almost say it's usually more rare, but money line and puck line live bet ended up cashing. So that was all great for me. And again, just thankful to be here. So very nice to meet all you guys. And like I said, been following for a while. So just appreciative to be here and appreciative to be a fan of yours.
Absolutely. And look, absolutely. Great to have you. Thanks for the kind words about the show. I'm glad you watch. I'm glad you tune in. Obviously, you're a big hockey fan, hockey bettors. So great to have you with us, Kevin. And by all means, join us in the chat when you can. If you're around and watching the show live, I know it's difficult time-wise sometimes, but whenever you can, please do. Yeah, Turnsy in the chat. He's been on our Betcast before. Good to see him back in the chat again. And Spam Eagle, the guy from Auburn, Alabama. It's great to see hockey fans in the Deep South. We love seeing that. We need more of them. Hockey fans from the southern states. It's great to see hockey growing in your Tennessees, Carolinas, Alabamas, Mississippis, Georgia. Although they had a team and they don't have one anymore. But, maybe if they get another shot and they do it better than they did with the Thrashers, they could succeed better. But no, there's no doubt. Hockey is gaining steam in a lot of those southern states, which is good to see. And Jarek, we'll wrap it up with you. Final thoughts on this series and what we're going to see in the semifinals. But this was a great series, Colorado Vegas. And like I said, it was a shame someone had to get knocked out this early, but that's the way the bracket ended up.
It was terrific hockey. A lot of frantic finishes. I mean, Mark Stone tried to put the team on his back just last game. He had that slick move before the regulation time ended there, and then he won it in overtime. But, I mean, the storyline of this series, I think, was just 5-on-5. After game one, the flip completely switched. Vegas dominated the next, 4 games, 5-on-5, even though they lost game 2. And the top line for Colorado just got shut down. In games 4 and 5, they had combined 7 shots. They had allowed 2 goals, I believe. And that's not exactly what you want out of your top line when, I mean, that's when you don't have Kadri, most of your goals are coming from that top line. We saw it besides Saad. I mean, Burakovsky scored tonight, but there's not much depth scoring for the Avalanche out of the forward groups. So, I mean, Vegas did a good job of just, like, I made the comparison that it reminded me of the Oilers, how you shut down their top players and they just had nothing really behind them. And props to them. I mean, they figured it out, and the 5-on-5 play was just awful for Colorado. And that's where I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, I mean, 5-on-5 it was not good as the series went on. And look, Rantanen, Landeskog, and McKinnon, for the most part, were contained in the latter games of this series. There's no question. And people were wondering, could we stop Nathan McKinnon the way he started out in these playoffs, and even the way he started in this series? Remember that dazzling goal he scored in Game 1, which is an incredible goal. But they made the adjustments, and their defense and their goaltending got it done for them. And
I mean,
it's funny because the defense and goaltending for Vegas was just so steady, so solid in this series, and now they're going up against a team that played that exact same way in beating Toronto and Winnipeg in the first 2 rounds. Now, this is where you're going to see it. Is there a class difference, North Division versus West Division? We kind of think there is. We're not 100% sure till we see this series play out, but we're going to find out. But even if there is a slight class difference between the divisions, I don't think Montreal should be penalized from the belief of they can compete in this series just because we think they were in a much weaker division. We should believe in Montreal's ability to compete.
I believe in them a lot. Yeah,
I believe in it a lot.
I think
I am right now anxious to see that series price right now, Jarek.
And this reminds me of a situation where Dallas last year in the bubble, where hot goalie like Hudobin was. I mean, Vegas, like I said earlier, they have times where they just cannot score consistently, and as soon as that goes away, I mean, they're going to be in trouble. 'Cause, I mean, 5-on-5, I mean, Montreal's just going to suck you up. I mean, they got the guys to do it along the boards. They got the heavy hitters, and they got the guys to make the plays in the bottom 6. So it'll be a fun series. I think it's definitely going 6. I definitely am interested in Montreal plus 2.5 if we think the price is going to be as, luxurious as it might be.
Series handicap. Yeah. You sprinkle on maybe the outright series win, which again, it's still, it's a daunting task for Montreal because with Vegas and that home ice is so strong for them at T-Mobile. But I'm interested in a plus 1.5 games or plus 2.5 games for Montreal in the series. I think they're competitive. I truly believe that. My gut feel is they're competitive in that series against Vegas right now, with just what I've seen out of Price, the defense, and now all 4 lines have chipped in for Montreal since Game 5 of the first round against Toronto.
This could be one of them series where you get a ton of unders too. I'm curious. I mean, the goaltending play could be just magnificent.
Yeah,
I never touched U5, and I could touch U5 maybe a couple of times in this upcoming series.
Yeah, you might see some.
Hey, Ian, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the handicapping get a little bit more tricky? Did these two, the next 2 matchups, did these teams not see each other at all this year?
Not at all this season. Islanders and Lightning are playing each other for the first time. Montreal, Vegas for the first time, because they're all inside the division for the entire year and the playoffs to this point.
So this is probably the first time that's ever happened.
Yes. Definitely. In a semifinal round, the conference, which is the conference finals in most years, you've obviously played the team at least once in the regular season. And this is not this year. Yeah, this is new territory, rare air.
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't even think
I
about
haven't
that.
seen a East versus West prior to the Stanley Cup final, so it's cool for me. Once in a lifetime.
You know what? It's, you're always saying, well, Final Four, was it what you expected? The Islanders kind of didn't expect, but I shouldn't be surprised. They got to the Final Four. Yeah. Tampa Bay, I'm obviously not surprised that they're here. Vegas, I'm not really all that surprised they're here. I'm surprised they beat Colorado, but I'm not surprised they're here because they're good enough. Montreal's a bit of a surprise, although before the season, I wouldn't have been surprised Montreal got this deep. I just got completely ice cold on Montreal because of that regular season. I'm pissed off that I got so freaking frustrated with Montreal, and I just completely jumped off the bandwagon with both feet, after the regular season. And I'm trying to jump back on now.
I hope it's not
I'm definitely in Montreal competing in that series, having a puncher's chance to win it. Plus, 1.5, 2.5 series handicap bets are interesting me with Montreal. They might even interest me with the Islanders because I think they're tough to beat Tampa, but I think they're competitive as well. They just have so much guts, grit. They got the revenge factor to try to beat this team after knocking them out last year. I don't think they go quietly. I think they lose the series, but I don't think they go quietly, the Islanders.
I think game one of both of these next upcoming series, I think there are going to be some real opportunities to catch the book sleeping on just not predicting little things. But obviously they're going to adjust come game 2, game 3. But I think game 1, anything's possible. For all the Islanders could shut down Tampa and pull a 4-1 win just with Barry Trotz and the shutdown style they play. I think game 1 presents a lot of opportunities for outsmarting the books.
Yeah, I mean, game ones usually can be a little bit more freer flowing. I find at times we'll have to wait and see if that carries over to like we obviously saw over with Colorado Vegas in game 1 of that series. We saw, I think, Winnipeg Montreal was an over game 1 of that series in the second round. Tampa Carolina was the exception. That was an under with that series in the first game of that series. There's been some higher. Boston Islanders game 1 went over. There was 3-1 to the over game 1 in the second round. So that kind of lends to my argument that first game, sometimes you're just, a little bit not locked in and you don't have that tight gap defensively in the neutral zone anymore. And that's when you can make those plays and get those rush chances game 1 before the adjustments get made. But now these are great series to break down. We'll wrap it up for the night in terms of the Betcast, but we thank Terry, we thank Howie Phelan, Jarek, Kevin for joining us on the Betcast. Alex, of course, was with us earlier. Alex B. Smith, he'll be with me on Saturday for the show. Tomorrow, I think I'll just do a show with me and Jimmy is the plan right now. Just a quick show. We're not even really going to talk about the second round. Actually, we'll get Jimmy's thoughts because Jimmy won't be with us Saturday when Alex and I are on to go in depth on series previews for both the Islanders, Lightning, and the Canadians and the Golden Knights. So the schedule is Jimmy and I tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, Ice Guys show. Saturday, noon Eastern, Alex and I will do a series preview for the semifinals. And also on Saturday, we will talk game 1. Islanders and Lightning, because Sunday we will take the day off. There will be no Ice Guys show on Sunday, and then we'll be back Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, and every day this week because there should be a game every night next week for the semifinals. So, and we will have another Betcast next week. Just don't know the day yet, don't know the time. We'll figure that out though for sure. Thanks, guys. Terry, Howie Phelan, Jarek,
Thanks for
Kevin.
having me.
Great.
Thanks,
Betcast.
guys.
Everyone
Very nice to meet everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, likewise.
Love doing these.
Smash
These are
that
fun.
like
Just
button.
kind of talk, whatever, analyze the game, predict the
always a good
future,
reason
talk
to
about
drink.
baseball.
As well. Yeah. That's always a good part of it. I get to have a few pops, a few beers after, working a lot of hours on doing shows during the day. So I appreciate that.
Exactly.
Turnsy, Craig
with the
Brack in the
hockey
chat.
helmet.
Go Abs, go. I agree, Craig Brack. Your Habs got a shot at least in that series. That's all you
Yep.
can ask for. Stephen Lambert, Jeff Martinez, Don, Turnsy, as I said, good. I hope you're on the mend. Everybody else that was in the chat with us tonight. Earl Sports Bets, congrats and good luck to your Islanders as they try to take down the juggernaut Tampa Bay Lightning. Melissa Cunningham, of course, Brian Watson, Nate Dogg, everybody, Don Yerger, everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys joining us, tuning in for the Betcast. We're going to wrap it up. We're back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. It'll be me and Jimmy Murphy on the Ice Guys show. We'll get Jimmy's thoughts on the Bruins loss and on tonight's game, and we'll get his series thoughts as well for the Islanders, Lightning, and the Canadians and the Golden Knights, because Jimmy's not with us for the weekend show. So we'll get Jimmy's series thoughts tomorrow on the Ice Guys show, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. So join us for that. For everyone on the Betcast and those of you tuning in, thank you again. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow on Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern for another edition of the Ice Guys right here, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network.